Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, 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 and welcome back. Hello, ducklings. How's it going? Welcome to the Thursday stream. Hello, hello, hello. Dark Heresy! Woo! It's here! Finally! The Dark Heresy Alpha is live. I've been waiting for this. I cannot tell you how excited I've been for this. I was a couple of, like, what was it, like 2 weeks ago? I was invited to a, little press gathering on the Alcat Discord where we got a really, really cool preview followed by a question and answer segment, which was damn good. Lasted a couple hours, but was really, really good. Where we got shown, like, a bunch of things about Dark Heresy coming up, and we got to talk about, like, the design philosophy and the ideas behind it. And I was already excited for the game before that, but that really cemented that I could not wait much longer. Meaning, now that it is here, I absolutely, positively have to bring this to you. Like, oh god. For those of you that don't know, Dark Heresy is a Warhammer 40k tabletop system, and it is probably the one that I'm the least familiar with. I have played a bullshit load of Rogue Trader. I've played a bullshit load of War. I have even played a little bit of the new one. Shit, what is it called? The new one, the one with the and in the middle of it. You know, that one. I've played a couple sessions of that. I forgot the name. Forgot. Okay, now I need to look it up. Hold up. This is gonna annoy me otherwise. God, I should remember this. Chat, help me out. What's the fucking one called? Wrath and Glory. It's called Wrath and Glory. See, I knew there was an end in the middle of it. I've played a little bit of Wrath and Glory. I've played... So there's a bunch of 40k, like, pen and paper systems, right? I've played a bit of Wrath and Glory. I've played a bunch of Only War. I've played a fuckload of Rogue Trader. I had, like, 2 or 3 sessions of Deathwatch. I'm not super familiar with the system. But that's mostly because no one that I play with wants to, like, fuck around with being Space Marines too much. I don't think I've ever played Black Crusade. What else is there? Oh, fucking Imperium Maledictum. I don't think I've played Imperium Maledictum, if I'm being honest. So I'm not super familiar with that one either. Okay, I thought I was familiar with more of them than I actually was. But I have not played too much Dark Heresy either. I know, like, a couple of things, but it's definitely not as much as for Pathfinder or Rogue Trader, right? So today, we're going to look at Alcat's newest video game. We have the Alpha, the very, very first look at Dark Heresy. I've covered every other Alcat title before. We've played both the Pathfinders, we've played Rogue Trader, obviously, all of them multiple times. I wonder how many characters and restarts we'll have today, but we're going into Alpha. There's a couple of disclaimers we're getting into in a minute, but before we do that, hello everybody. Arian, good afternoon. Mendon, good afternoon. Siren, good morning. Fishy! Fish! Warhammer. Toasty! Hello, Fishy. How's it going? Krembo, good evening. Craig, you are the best duckling. Good morning, Craig. And Kensei, good afternoon. Hello, Kensei. Oh, today is a very rare day. Today is a really rare day when no one's claimed first yet. Good luck. The weird intersection of all of the ones that usually spam click it are currently AWOL. There it is! Craig! Most people that load in like a minute after stream starts expect it to be gone already because Galondia snipes it, but Galondia is currently on vacation. Yeah, I didn't check. I assumed someone did it. Exactly, Craig. Exactly. You're not allowed to snipe first? Are you not? Who forbade you from it? It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Hello everyone and welcome, and I am very, very excited. As you can see, we're all dressed up. We're in uniform today. Haha. You said you didn't want mods taking first, did I? What? Since when did you listen to me? Don't overdo it, that's all. Do what you want. I did? Alright, if two of you are telling me that I did, then I must have actually told you that, huh? Don't listen to me, what the fuck? Just don't overdo it, just don't snipe it every day. The one time I listen. Punished. Punished. Oh god. Have you heard of Duck Heresy? Shit, I should have called it that. Hey, brethren, how you doing? Hello. Nonchalanto, good morning. Hello. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. So, I am really, really lucky to be part of the Almates program, which is Alcat's creator program, which is super, super limited in terms of like participants. I'm used to creator programs that house like 5,000 people, so like the individuals don't fucking matter. Unless you're one of the like really, really large ones. The Almates program is like super small, which is kind of sick. Because of that, we got to be at a Q&A session, like I just talked about, that had like 25 to 30 of us. So we got to actually like one-on-one ask questions, which was super, super nifty. We learned a lot from that. We got a really good conversation going about like design philosophy and like the ideas behind things, the direction the studio was going. I'm fucking ecstatic to be. It's probably my favorite creator program I've ever been a part of. Not gonna lie. The community managers over there are insane, and there are some really cool people in that program too that I'm hopefully going to get to raid soon. But yeah, as part of that program, I got a key to the alpha. So this is one of those like keys provided kind of deals. However, I was just going to buy the thing myself anyway. And yeah. Today, we're going to have a look at what that alpha entails. Mind you, we got a little bit of like a vertical slice of gameplay during that presentation, which was really nifty. I don't know what the actual scope of the alpha is at the moment. That we're going to find out together. But I'm sure it's going to be cool. There's going to be a lot of reading. There's going to be a lot of diving into systems. There's going to be a lot of digging through systems today. And I hope you're as excited as I am to do that. It's going to be a bit gritty today. Doing some building with a new building piece in Palworld. Oh, the thingy collab is out, right? The weirdest ever collab ever. Then again, it's Palworld, right? So, what I want to do, I don't actually want to yap too much today. As you can tell, normally when I play like hyper things that I'm super, super excited about, I cut the yapping short because I cannot contain myself. This is one of those days where I boot this up. Nana! Thank you for the streak! Good morning, Nana. Hope you're doing well. The Ultra Kill one, yeah. Oh, that's loud. Oh, that was loud. Hold up. I'm like toning that down a little. No, I saw Siren. Absolutely, absolutely. Siren has to excuse herself to like not spoil herself on the demo gameplay. Absolutely, Sai. Stay safe, okay? Enjoy the alpha. Have fun. Quack! Quack indeed. Quack indeed. Oh, that's still loud. Hold up. That's still loud. Sound. New title screen music? That's the first exciting thing with switching screen. Wait, did VTube Studio crash? What the fuck? Yo, my VTube Studio crashed. That's new. What? Hold up. We need to do a couple of things real quick. Stop muting audio in background. Thank you. Interesting. What the hell? Huh. Oh. Like some sort of Unity problem. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Hold up. Hello? Let's go over here. Up, we're putting uniforms back on. Everything's very loud still. There, let's go like here. That's better. Okay. Maybe there was only a startup problem. Maybe there was only a startup problem. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Yesterday was my birthday. Nonchalanto, happy birthday! Went to a steakhouse with the family, got a beef Wellington, got a new pair of cowboy boots for my birthday present. They're exactly the perfect size for my ongoing cosplay project. Hell yes! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Casey too, I guess. I'm sorry. I'm sadly attached. I'm very, very attached. Maria! Yo, there's a Maria! A drive-by hello. I hope you're having a good stream. Maria! I hope you're doing well. Oh, it's so lovely to see you. It's so lovely to see you. Thank you for dropping in. Everyone! Maria! Hope you're well. A wild ghost spotted. Quickly! Get her! So. Duck Heresy. Now that the crashing hopefully is over. Craig! Craig, thank you for the gift sub. I'm about to get nauseous in the car for several hours. Oh god, where are you all driving? Oh no. Oh no, wait, Maria, you okay? It's not easy hitting a moving target, it's true. Sounds like someone's excited. Yes. Yes. I'm super stoked for me. So, to elaborate, to put this into words that Maria understands, this is a new Pokemon release. This is like a new Pokemon release for me. It's kind of like that. Giblet! Thank you for the gift subs. Thank you for the 5 gifties. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. What the hell? And hello, I hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. But yeah, this is huge. I'm about to go retro game shopping with a friend, but within like a 40-mile radius. Lots of driving. Oh, you're going like store hopping, huh? Damn. Just take over the car. Just take over the car, Maria. Like, they can't stop you if you drive off before they get in. Have fun! Have fun and drive safe, okay? Or be driven safe? Something like that. Something like that. So, Oh, let's do this. Let's do this. New game. Let's start with disclaimers real quick. So obviously we're going into the first version of the alpha. This is first contact with the public. What you're about to see today is not a full video game. What you're about to see is probably not even a coherent experience. That's perfectly fine and accepted. We are getting a first look at what Dark Heresy is shaping up to be. I expect this to be buggy left, right, and center. I expect it to like burn. I expect it to crash. I expect it to maybe not even make sense. Narratively, we're not even going to be there, right? Let's see what we have. So we can pick a preset right now. That is because we're not starting at the very beginning, as far as I understand. We're starting like somewhere in the middle. And this sets up the things that we've done before. So our first preset, Maris Portum Sectoris, level of aquatic activity, stable. Archival testimony report. The Acolyte of the Inquisition completed the mission to retrieve the artifact from Schulthus' valor, but lost his mentor, Inquisitor Leander de Thoral, in the process. Immediately after the trial, the Acolyte of the Inquisition headed to the lower levels of the Hive to the Maris Portum Sectoris. Acolyte's escort, a Catachan jungle fighter, chirurgeon, and a sanctioned psyker. So, we're going to the lower Hive levels. Immediately. The other one, Maris Portum Sectoris, level of aquatic threat, critical. The Acolyte of the Inquisition failed the mission to retrieve the artifact from Schulthus' valor, but managed to save his mentor, Inquisitor Leander de Thoral. Following the trial, the Acolyte of the Inquisition first headed to the spires of the Hive City, and only afterwards descended into the Maris Portum Sectoris. So in this scenario, we're arriving to this area later. We go somewhere else first. Whatever's going on in here has a chance to fester. We once again have a Catachan jungle fighter, a chirurgeon, and a sanctioned psyker with us. While in the spires, the Acolyte of the Inquisition made an agreement with the Fabricator General and was assigned the task of re-establishing communication with the Sacred Machine, Servo Congregator, located on the lower levels of Hive Sibelius. Let's start with going here first, and then we can see the differences later. Difficulty? We have custom, normal, daring. No unfair yet. We have our different modifiers here. Enemy dodge modifier. Let's look through all of this. Minimum damage dealt to enemies after reactor from armor, so you cannot go to 0. Minimum damage dealt to enemies after reactor from armor and deflection, 20%. Character modifiers, minus 20%. Max duration of hard crowd control effects on party, so you can't get chain stunned to death. Skill test difficulty modifier, enemy wounds modifier, damage dealt to player's party after subtracting all modifiers. That is on normal. We're probably going to be on normal as we're going to be system exploring, and I want a baseline experience for that. Later down the line, we will play this on like higher or highest difficulty, but one thing after another. So for now, let's go into stable. We're going into normal. And let's see if the VTube Studio crashes again. Hey, Sulking, how you doing? And there's the disclaimer, right? The game is in development. Ongoing. Ongoing. Laxi! Laxi's the best duckling. Laxi, how you doing? Hello. Hope you're having a wonderful day. May the Emperor protect. May he. Absolutely. We do not have character creation in this scenario yet. We are completely alpha. Completely alpha. You're going to fall asleep soon. I hope you'll get some sleep. As someone with a sleep schedule that's about as organized as mine, I hope you'll get some sleep soon. You're still the best duckling, though. Awake or asleep, it matters not. And here is our first screen for Dark Heresy. sorry, I'm very excited. I feel special. That's because you are. So who do we have with us? We have the Acolyte. That's our main character, the one that we'd eventually get to create. We come equipped with what? A sniper rifle. The formatting should be relatively familiar if you've played Rogue Trader. I snooze to the sounds of your excitement, Laxi. Rest well, sweet dreams, and thank you for being here. I hope my loud fanboy screeching won't wake you up. Hey, Soy, how you doing? Hello, hello. So we have a sniper rifle. My personally preferred type of weapon. 16 to 20 damage, solid projectile, two-handed light ranged weapon. We have some symbols there. Over-penetrating, this weapon's attacks can over-penetrate the enemy. And sharpshooting, the wearer's hit chance is increased. Whenever the target is going to suffer a critical effect, it must pass an additional toughness resistance test to avoid it. I can't wait until I show you the combat. We'll explore slowly and thoroughly, but holy shit, I want to show you the fucking combat so badly. 50% hit chance, bonus, single target. We've got 1 ROF, so we fire 1 bullet. Our max range is 20. Single shot costs 1 AP, precise shot costs 2 AP. And then here we have overpen and sharpshooting. Prerequisites: must not have Ogren Bone Ed. Must not be a Wayseeker, must not be a Croat. Ha! Interesting. And also very different from Rogue Trader. There's a selling price. We're not playing a Rogue Trader. We don't have unlimited wealth. We actually have to worry about money. We actually have to worry about money. Here are our skills. This is our single shot. 16 to 20, as according to the weapon, 1 RF, 100% hit chance. Cancels other actions, so like you can't take any more actions after this. This is the one only fire thing. Imperium Noble, worthy opponent. The attack deals 9% more damage against non-disposable enemies. If we're shooting not trash, we do more damage. And then we have our precise shot. This costs 2, allows the attacker to choose a particular body part of the enemy to shoot at. Could you right click to show what overpenetrate does? We have no idea. Oops, no, nah! Hello there, upper hivers. You need to know a couple of things before you go any further. The grimy man proudly shows the aluminum tattoos glowing dimly under his skin. I'm here to make sure everybody knows what's what right out the gate. The Baron and us, his carvers, are in charge of this town. We keep order here, so watch yourselves and be good. So options are, I've had colder receptions, can you tell me about this place? We could show him the sigil of our order. We are an Inquisitor's acolyte. We're not an Inquisitor ourselves. We are disposable trash that aims to be an Inquisitor one day. But we still have with us the force of the Inquisition. We're a member of the Inquisition. So as such, we could just show him the sigil and go, I'll do whatever I want and watch whoever I want, because like, what are they gonna do? And we could also go, I believe I have a full picture, I must go. In essence, the answer is, do you want to go and like strut around, or do you want to do this covertly? Kind of like Darktide? No, not like Darktide at all. In Darktide, you are scum. Like in Darktide, you are like foot soldiers, meat shields sent out by an Inquisitor. You're not a member of the Inquisition. You are like quite literally like prisoner trash, right? An acolyte is a trainee. It's just that they don't tend to live all that long because like the inquisitorial life is relatively fraught with danger. So acolytes are considered disposable on account of, you know, But you do have a status. Let's go with I've had colder receptions. Can you tell me about this place? He scratches his head in thought. Alright, listen. You're in the lower town. This is where all the outcasts and unlucky sods live. And then you've got the divers. Don't mess with them. They're under the Baron's protection. From here, you can get to the upper town. That's where the Baron's lair is, along with the local fanatics. The Flock of Repentance, blast them. You're better off not getting outside the town. There are upper hivers digging around on one side and ferals living on the other. The Baron drove the ferals out of town, and now they'll pounce on any scrap of meat they can find. So as a reminder, where are we right now? We are currently in a hive city. For those of you that don't know what a hive city is, a hive city is a gigantic city-sized construct raising into the sky, like stacks on stacks on stacks, housing billions. One gigantic city construct that is constructed in layers that are building on layers over hundreds and thousands of years. We are currently in the lower strata, which is kind of like the shit underground, right? There are mining and diving operations going on here. We're like in the gutters, really. But still, there are layers to this even now, right? We're in the undercity, the underhive. So even though in the spires, in the upper layers, the upper strata, there might be order, there's someone like ruling this place, a governor, everyone reveres the emperor, etc., etc. Down here, the mobs are too ruly, there's gangs ruling different parts of the city and all of that. Mostly because the upper hivers don't care as long as the city keeps running. Who are these divers? Local fishermen. Alright. Who are the Flock of Repentance? The fanatics. They scorch their feet and break their fingers in the name of the God Emperor. And once again, this is something that I personally really loved. I'm gonna refer to this a lot. Rogue Trader did this. Rogue Trader did this where you could hover over terminology and it would explain what any of that is. There is a reason why Rogue Trader was a game that I could recommend to people that didn't know shit about 40k. And I could just say, hey, this is an insanely good CRPG, play this. Because it does its, or it did its damnedest to explain to you everything you need to know about 40k backer information. If you wanted to know what a cogitator was, you could hover over the word cogitator and it would explain, this is a computer. Right? And I am really happy to see that in Dark Heresy they're doing that again. Because, quite frankly, the Venn diagram of CRPG enjoyers and 40k fans isn't overlapping too much. There's a good overlap there, but it could be more. And I just want to be able to recommend this to people as just a good game and not just, hey, if you like 40k, you should play this. So, the God Emperor. As my channel is thoroughly in the grips of 40k, if you see anything you want an explanation about, let me know. But very basic things like the God Emperor of Mankind, I am probably going to skip. Tell me about the ferals. They used to be a small problem, but ever since the Baron forced them out of town, they lost their minds from hunger. Well, the upper hivers. The likes of you. I see. Good, just make sure to watch yourself and everything will be fine. I don't think I want to show him that we're part of the Inquisition yet. I believe I have a full picture, I must go. Take care, Upper Hiver. Don't get yourself in trouble. And dialogue. So let's go back to the rifle we were talking about. We cannot check what overpenning is. We can just see that it can overpen. And then nothing else. What else do we have? We have... Our secondary weapon is a universal long-last rifle. Oh my god, I fucking love long-last rifles! Ah! Sorry. We have a 60% hit chance, lower damage, higher max range, same rate of fire, a laser weapon single shot, and a laser weapon precise shot. This thing is quick. Attacks with this weapon do not expend MP. So just like in Rogue Trader, if you take an action, or if you take an attack action, you lose the rest of your movement. So you can move, shoot, but you can't shoot and move. With this thing, you can move, shoot, move, or move, shoot, Not move, whatever. And then we have sharpshooting again. Whenever the target is going to suffer critical, it's the same thing as with the sniper rifle. Once again, you cannot be an Ogryn, a Wayseeker, or a Kroot. And its only downside is that it does less damage, but it does extra armor damage. Whereas here, we just have raw damage. So against armor, we want to switch to the longlast. If we want to be mobile, we switch to the longlast too. Other than that, we have a sniper rifle. And then someone shanked you in order to steal it. That would be a shame, yeah? Our second character, Hamar. Hamar is our Kadachan jungle fighter. Oh, wait, hold up. Let's look at the rest of our stuff real quick. With a Medicaid kit, heals for 28, removes all damage over time effects. In combat, remove a critical effect level from all parts of the target's body. And out of combat, remove all critical effects from the target. Hey, Matu, how you doing? I just hope now Rattling will join you, hell yeah. Matu, you are the best duckling, well done. We also have a repair kit, restores 25 armor durability to the target. And Alfid, good morning. As far as our abilities go, we have got Wicked Scorn. The target must pass a willpower metal test. If it fails, the target suffers -2 morale, while the noble gains +2 morale instead. Hello, Chrono. Reverence. If the target is non-disposable, it loses 3 morale instead. If the target is the enemy commander, they suffer -4 morale. Okay. Then we have Bring It Down. Immediately grant an ally an extra turn with 2 AP and 0 movement points. Can be used during the same turn as Get Back in the Fight. And the target's ally damage dealt is increased by 7 minus the target's morale divided by 2% for 1 round. Limitations. If this ability is used, the following abilities will be unavailable until the end of the round. Get Back in the Fight. So we're playing an officer, and then we have Get Back in the Fight. Remove from the target ally all status effect and restores their morale to 0. That ally immediately gains an extra turn with 2 AP and 5 NP. During that turn, the ally cannot expand combat points. 1 turn cooldown. This seems very, very powerful. Very, very, very powerful. So we're playing an officer-style character. Let's put you over there. We also have with us a fuckload of servo skulls. Inventory. A flak vest. 23 armor durability. We're against 2 times perception bonus % hit chance. We're gonna go through all of this in a second. Hello, Maddie. We have Commissar's Boots. We gain 5 willpower in the range of officer abilities used by the wearer is increased by 1. Fancy shoes lead to fancy abilities. Other than that, a necklace, 2 rings, helmet, cape, gloves are unequipped. In our inventory, we have 2 multi-keys, 2 machine right sets, and 2 melter charges. We've seen all of these in Rogue Trader. Not too worried about that. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, I like this UI a lot. Look at this. Influence is a parameter that determines the radius around a unit within which select abilities can affect other units. Typically, base influence is equal to 2, but it can be changed. Determines the radius around a unit with which select abilities can affect other units. Interesting. So like an aura modifier. Okay. That's kind of sick. 4 action points, 6 movement points. We are an officer for our first archetype. Our second archetype is indeterminate. I don't think we can actually look at all of that. We'll see. For our skills, we've got weapon, ballistic, strength, toughness, agility, intelligence, perception, willpower, and fellowship. We've seen all of these. We seem to be in like a pretty similar system. What we haven't seen yet, though, is 35 wounds over here. And then below that, armor. Armor. 23 armor, which overlays our health. We'll get to how that works later. And then we've got 4 defense, which we get from agility. Skills. Here are them, and then the corresponding skills. So here's our characteristics and the corresponding skills. Strength feeds into tenacity and athletics. What is this? I don't know what the symbol is, but we have it. That might be our class. I don't know. Demolition mobility, reflexes, sleight of hand. Our lores, wits, metal, intimidation, diplomacy, Medicaid. The Rogue Trader DLC looks strange. This is Dark Heresy, not a Rogue Trader DLC. Okay. So we know what gets affected by what, that's important. I really, really like this UI. It tells you everything you might need to know about where things come from, what they do. We have an offense data sheet as well, which, okay, that's our weapon right there. What is this? Is this like a crit bonus? Seems to be. Character. Here's our acolyte. Let's begin on the first. We can't click on convictions. Our characteristics, we've seen them in the previous screen. Here are archetypes. Officer, we don't know. Imperium Noble. The Noble gains 5 fellowship. Additionally, they can use the Wicked Scorn ability. We've seen that previously. They pick one of the following houses to join. An Honorable House. A Merchant House. Honorable or Righteous. We haven't decided on the translation yet. Or a Fallen House. In addition, at later levels, the Noble gains access to the following specializations. Demoralization, attack debuff, demoralization or attack debuff. Let's see what these do. So Honorable will give us 5 weapon skill, 5 ballistic, 10 fellowship, intimidation, and 10 willpower. The Noble deals 15 plus fellowship plus int bonus % more damage to the enemy commander. Whenever the Noble's ally or the Noble themselves kill the enemy commander, the Noble and that ally gain 1 more morale. Okay. Their Wicked Scorn ability grants the Reverence modifier. Merchant gains 5 fellowship, 10 fellowship diplomacy, and 10 perception wits, so we're not as combat-y. Damage dealt by the Noble is increased by 1% per every 100 cents of their weapon cost. Their armor durability is increased by 1% for every 100 cents of their armor cost. Furthermore, their fellowship diplomacy is increased by 1 per every 500 cents of all other equipment cost. The bigger the bling, the bigger your boom. Let's go. The more expensive your shit, the more you hurt. You're a flash kit. That's what you are. You're a flash kit in human form. Perfect. The power of finance! And then we have the Fallen House. The Noble gains sorry. 5 willpower, 10 intellect, low heresy, and willpower interrogation. All negative morale changes are reduced by 1. Minimum 1. Whenever an ally's morale is broken, Nobles gain willpower bonus morale. We have to yet see how the morale system really works, or what it really does. We do not quite know yet. And once we do, we'll have a better understanding of what this does, but Merchant House seems fucking fun. Then we have Demoralization Specialist, or Demoralize Specialist, once again, Alpha. 5 to Fellowship, 5 to Willpower, 10 to Wits, and 10 to Intimidation. Additionally, they can use the Demoralize Humiliation action. An attack debuff, all attacks and abilities inflicting negative effects apply suppression. Oh. Oh. Very cool. So that is our Imperium Noble. We're a Combat Morale Specialist. Whenever this character applies an effect to an ally, can be themselves, that ally gains +2 morale. Each ally can only gain this bonus once per round. We are a noble house. We're of the Righteous Dynasty, and we have Heir of Authority. While heroic, the officer gains the Inspiring Speech effect and can use the Finest Hour ability. I don't know what any of that means. Inspiring Speech. The officer's abilities increase target allies' characteristics by +10 for 1 round. Does not stack. And we can use Finest Hour. Move all status, gains 3 AP, 6 MP. So it's get back into the fight, but like in really good. While broken, we suffer the Thunderous Voice effect. Reduce the morale of target ally by 3. Because we like drill them down, huh? And we can use Fateful Hour. This is reminiscent of the old momentum system that we saw in Rogue Trader. And I know that the morale system in general replaces the momentum system. That's the one big thing that I know. Other than that, we're an officer. Just as nothing. And here are our abilities. And we've read all of these abilities in one way or another. Here are our basics: single target, burst attack makes a return, and area attack. I really like this UI. This looks really good. I mean, the green border doesn't quite overlay correctly with the skill icon, but it does for burst attack, just not for the others. This is an alpha. We've read these before. And then here are our modifiers. Highborn Supremacy. The ability costs -1 AP less if the noble's morale is greater by 10 or more than of any enemy within their influence. Okay, so if idiots within our range are low morale, then we get inspired by that and our abilities are less costly. That's very cool. That might mean that we do not want to play as a, like, stand in the background kind of character. We do have 2 sniper rifles, don't get me wrong, but this will cause us to want to get into the thick of it as well. Jimmy, you are the best duckling. And Balthazar, hello Balth. Your stupidity inspires my confidence. Absolutely. This is really cool. This is really cool. Obviously, we don't get to character create, but here is our Acolyte. Next up, we have Hamar, who is our Catagen jungle fighter, I believe. We have a Heavy Stubber. 3 to 5 damage. Solid projectile. Heavy ranged weapon. Once again, can also overpen, but instead of shooting once, this thing shoots 8 times. Hello, Milo. 12% hit chance. Oh, it's a burst weapon. Burst fire, overpenning. Needs heavy weapon proficiency. And it burst fires like that. That looks cool, can't wait to fire it. Our second weapon is, we have a knife. This is Hamar's knife. It's got his name on it. To be or not to be, A2. Always A2, brethren. Always A2. Catagen cut and precise knife attack, armor piercing. Hamar's attacks with this weapon do not expend movement points. When hitting a target with this weapon, Hamar does not provoke attacks of opportunity until the end of this turn. That's kind of cool. That's really, really cool. So we've got movement Argenta. Oh no, RG Bargy is back. Oh no. Hamar's ability range is increased by number of lock and load stacks. Oh god, oh god. Lock and load. While activated, Hamar gains 1% rate of fire for each shot he fires. Fuck. Up to a maximum of 50%. But his maximum movement points is limited to 1 and cannot be increased. All of Hamar's burst attacks cost +1 AP more. So this thing would cost, what does it cost right now? Am I blind or something? 1, it costs 1. So it costs 2 now and fires, well, it doesn't fire double, but... Is that worth it? We'll have to wait and see. Then we have Run and Gun. The soldier's burst shots and area attacks are performed twice. What? But deal 25% less damage. These attacks cost 1 more. Wait, why is this called Run and Gun? Wait, why is this Run and Gun? Hold up. Huh? Rapid fire. The soldier's ranged burst attacks gain +100% rate of fire, but each shot is directed towards a random target within the code. Okay, we've seen this one. Cannot be used in the same turn as Run and Gun. Plus cost +1 AP more. Interesting. Hey, Ghostry, how you doing? And Ironcraft. Hello, Ironcraft. Why is this called Run and Gun? I'm so confused. I mean, we're gunning. We're definitely gunning. Let's have a look at Hamar. This button. We have 12 armor, a Death World Veterans armor. Oh, he looks cool. Look at this man. Also, look at this stubber. Sick. We only have a Death World Veterans armor, which has only 12 armor. We have a frag grenade and a Medicae kit and the aforementioned weapons. Very ballistics, much skill. A soldier. It's him, John Catatan. Here we are. Archetype, soldier and Catatan jungle fighter. Arms of steel. Hamar can use heavy weapons. So baseline. You just baseline have a heavy weapons guy immediately. That's kind of sick. Hit chance with heavy weapons is increased by 14%. While activated Hamar against... Okay, that's lock and load. All Hamar's burst attacks cost 1 AP more. So immediately, that's just kind of what Hamar wants to do, right? Like, that's what he comes with. And then you can build around that, which is sick. It means you don't have to bend into that way. It's kind of really cool. Here's our heavy weapon proficiency. And then firearm mastery. While heroic, the soldier gains the kill shot excellence effect and can use the kill shot ability. While broken, we gain fatigue break, repeated misfire. Oh boy. Kill shot excellence. Range attacks deal 50% more damage. And kill shot is gains the range attack that does not expend combat points. This attack always hits and deals 50% more damage. So we just get one really fucking good shot. And if we're broken, we gain repeated misfire. The soldier can only aim at enemies or cells they're protected from by cover. The soldier deals 30% less range damage. Wow. And fatigue break immediately removes the broken effect and gains a range attack that does not expend combat points, deals 50% more damage. After, the soldier's hit chance is reduced by 30% and movement is reduced by 4 until the end of combat. So we can get ourselves out of it, we can snap out of it, but we're going to be suffering from it. Kinda sick. Burst fire. This character's burst attacks cost -1 AP. Why is he already my favorite character? Like, you're telling me, you're giving me at level 3, or potentially like at lower level, someone with heavy weapon specialty that gets increased hit chance with heavy weapons, where all of the burst attacks cost 1 AP more, but then you're giving me -1 burst attack cost instantly, and that's all just baked into the guy? Fuck yes? All of that, fuck yes? And then for abilities, we've seen them now. Cool. Stalwart, all ability scaling is based on Hamar's toughness bonus. Oh. Oh, that's nifty. Hamar's ability range is increased by number of lock and load stacks. Does not affect personal abilities. So we do want to be in lock and load because of that specifically, huh? That's kind of interesting. Jungle Fighter Trigger Frenzy. When attacking, Hamar gains weapons rate of fire bonus to damage reduction for 1 round. Wow. So we just have, what, 12% damage reduction? And Hail of Fire, rate of fire of all weapons is increased by 25% for 1 round. How do we activate that? Like, how we activate these is kind of beyond me a little bit. Are they just attached to things? I don't know. Oh, they're slotted. I see. You like slot them into there? That just doesn't seem to work. Like this one slots in, this one can't slot into any of those, but this one for... I see. Ah. So we can attach that there. Okay. Gains weapon rate of fire bonus. So that goes in there. And then we can make something scale off of toughness. And this just doesn't attach to anything. Interesting system. I might be reaching, but he kind of reminds me of Diamond gameplay-wise, particularly if you give him some lifesteal somehow. What, the Fire Emblem character? If it's lit up, it's always active. Well, but this one also has to be attached. I think if it's lit up, it hasn't been attached to something yet. That's the problem. It's just that this can't attach to anything. Or maybe green is always active. Hold up, how was this for our main character? No, green is attached to bring it down on there. See that? Increase allies' damage. The noble reduces the target's morale by -1. Highborn supremacy. Costs 1 AP less if the noble's morale is greater by 10 or more than. That's the one. There we go. We could also put this on a, like, normal attack. But our single target attack is the shot. Use the Atulate? Yeah, like, sorry, I've got a lot to read, Ironcraft. I've got a lot to read. That's your main character. This is our main character. We do not have character creation in this. We've got like a little bit of like a vertical slice, but that's our main character, yeah. That's what Care looks like IRL? No. I wish. Okay, so that's Hamar. Very cool. Next one. Epion. Epion is our Chirurgeon, I believe, and we have a Flamer. You're giving me someone with a Flamer? That's not nice. That's also not a good idea. Blazing. An attack with this weapon inflicts burning 3. Now, what does that entail? Burning is not clickable. You can be accrued. We have a Flamer. For our abilities, we have Shot Stream and then the Shot Spray. We've seen these before. And you can... This one inflicts Necrotoxin? Cool. This one inflicts Necrotoxin for some fucked up reason. For a second weapon, we have a Shotgun with a Scatter Shot. Inflicts Necrotoxin. That's the Burst Shot. Yeah, okay, I see. We have a Toxin Grenade. Deals 5 damage and creates a toxic area for 2 rounds. Any unit which enters that area or starts around there must pass a toughness resistance test. If failed, they suffer 8 levels of toxin. Medicae kit. And then we have Combat Surgery. Chirurgeon restores 9 wounds. Besoarium reduces the level of any damage over time effect suffered by the target by -6. Oh, you shouldn't have, really, you shouldn't have. Slaughter Injection. The Chirurgeon injects the target with a reflex-enhancing combat stimulant, increasing the target's movement by 3 and defense by 11 for 2 rounds. We have Run and Gun, once again, which isn't running and gunning, it's just shooting more. I don't know why. And Shockwave Shots. The area of effect of the soldier's grenades and... Oh, she's also a soldier. Yeah, I'm just clocking this now. The area of effect of the soldier's grenades and ranged attacks is significantly increased. Each target hit by those attacks must pass a strength test with a 34 modifier or its concentration is disrupted. The soldier's area attacks cost +1 AP more. Okay, let's have a look at you, shall we? So we have 12 armor, a guard flak. I've already looked at the grenades. She looks sick. She looks really cool. Hell yeah. Oh, what's it?
What?
Avora! Avora, thank you for the 75. Thank you so much. Slaughter Injection sounds like a corn scribe. True. Absolutely true. We're soldiers, so we already read through the soldier stuff. And a Chirurgeon. Thanks to her unique background, this companion gains 5 ballistic skill, 5 int, 10 medicae, 10 wits. Additionally, she can use the Slaughter Injection and Combat Surgery abilities. Epion's medicae skill is based on intelligence, not fellowship. The fact that Chirurgeon lists her name in it makes me believe that this might be unique to her. Epion's medicae skill is based on intelligence, not fellowship. If Epion's left-hand slot is free, not occupied by a 1 or 2-handed weapon, she can use her Scalpel Claw to make a Chirurgeon Scalpel Claw strike attack. Excuse me? Epion raises her Scalpel Claw and hits an enemy within a 1 cell radius around her. On hit, the enemy suffers the Cut Tendon effect and takes medicae divided by 10 damage. Hit chance for this attack is calculated using int instead of weapon skill. Count towards the attack limit per turn. Look at these fucking scalpel claws, dude. Damn. That's sick. Tactical movement specialist. When this character moves through cells adjacent to their allies, they spend 0 movement points. Whoa! Whoa! Hold the fucking phone. What the hell? That is a lot of free movement. That is a lot of free movement. Holy shit. And then we've got Firearm Mastery. We've seen this. This is the same as Hamar. We have Field Surgery. This ability's range is increased by 1 cell. If Epion ends her movement adjacent to any ally, she heals the ally with the lowest wounds for 6. Can't attach that to anything. Weird. Oh, because it probably needs to be on a movement skill. And then we have Scientific Approach. All abilities scale on Epion's intelligence bonus instead of other characteristics. So our int is 45 and it's only trumped by our agility. Slaughter injection scales off of what? We don't know. Medicae. 5 plus Medicae. We could put this on... I'm legitimately tempted to put this on, like, our single target attack. Which means... I mean, we don't really have a single target attack, do we? I mean, even stream... Oh no, that is now scaling off of int. Cool. Very cool. Very, very cool. Might not be very good, but we're keeping that. So, last but not least, we have Sorrow. This is our sanctioned Psyker. I hope Psykers are a bit less... Well, I hope Psykers are a bit more fucky than they were in Rogue Trader, because in Rogue Trader I really didn't enjoy them all that much. A Hierophant Staff. 2-handed light melee weapon. Melee attack and Siphon Life. The Psyker drains life from the target, dealing 2 times willpower bonus plus Veil Degradation damage. Healing themselves for Veil Degradation wounds. If the Psyker is already at full wounds, their closest ally is healed instead. Ooh. Ooh. Cool. Our other weapon is our fists. We have nothing in our other hand. And then we have a fuckload of abilities. Let's go through them once we get to the ability screen. We have Mystic. So there is a new background already. In Rogue Trader, there wasn't any background for Psykers, right? Like you could pick Psyker as a character background, but then you couldn't pick a class based on it. There was nothing like it. Now we have Mystic that leans into actually being Psyker. So if you want to play like a pure Psyker, this is it. This is kind of what I've been missing in Rogue Trader. I always wanted to play like pure Psyker, but you'd still have to pick like weird classes to do that. Hold up 1 second. All right, so Sanctioned Pyromancer. Thanks to his unique background, this companion gains 5 agi, 5 int, 10 lore warp, and 10 reflexes. Additionally, he can use the Rhymes Unspoken and the Verse Unleashed abilities. Kind of counter to how powerful they're supposed to be, you know? Like, should they be more powerful than they generally are in games? Psykers in most 40k games aren't really... They're situationally very powerful, and that, in my opinion, mimics how Psykers in lore are as well. Yes, a rampant Psyker is really scary, and if a navigator looks at you, you die. That's all fine and true in lore. And if you looked at the Rogue Trader gameplay, then if Cass looked at anything, it died. Mostly because she did way too much fucking damage, but that's a different problem. But a lot of Psykers in 40k, like on the tabletop as well, are situationally very powerful. They either have like a lot of utility skills that like get troops to somewhere, or they have like very weird ways of doing damage, usually via mortal wound mechanics, right? Psykers in lore are sometimes seen as these like hyper volatile nuclear bombs, but that's a super rare occurrence, right? A Psyker's mental fortitude will almost always be counterbalanced by the fact that they're physically frail as fuck. Like, you'll see a Psyker looking like they are on their deathbed in their mid-60s, and they're 21, right? So, there's a 40k outsider. That's fair, that's fair. Like, that's the ones that get broadcast, like, outside the fandom a lot, right? But those are usually unstable, non-sanctioned, and, all Psykers run the risk of demon possession or being used as a freaking door into real space by said demon. Yeah, exactly. The ones that don't care about that shit anymore are the ones that go super volatile, and those are the ones beyond saving anyway. They're like the very first cannons. Sure, they made a lot of damage, but you had to do a lot of work to set them up, and occasionally they just exploded in your face. That's a really good comparison, MJM. I think so too. I hope all Psykers get the Iridia 5% chance of bad effects. I hope you do not post on the internet anymore. No, like, the reason why she had that effect was because she was an unsanctioned Psyker. Sanctioned Psykers specifically work to not have that problem. Anyway. So we get access to Rhymes Unspoken. If this ability is activated, any psychic power used by the Psyker becomes rhymed and costs 1 more AP. Each psychic power can only be rhymed by this ability once per combat. What the fuck? If no psychic power is rhymed through this ability during their turn, the Psyker uses the verse Unleashed on the next turn. Rhymed. At the start of the Psyker's next turn, the rhymed ability is instantly used again against the same target, disregarding line of sight, range, and other restrictions. Okay, so you can fire this and duplicate a spell. But if you don't duplicate a spell, you automatically cast the verse Unleashed. If Rhymes Unspoken was not used in the previous turn and the Psyker's Veil deck is 10 or higher, he uses a random known psychic power on a random eligible target at the start of his next turn. Wait, okay, so how do we get access to this? He can use the Rhymes Unspoken. If this is activated, any psychic power used by the Psyker becomes rhymed. Can only be rhymed once per combat. If nothing is rhymed through this ability during their turn. So if I don't activate this too, like if I, does that mean if I run out of psychic powers to rhyme, I'm fucked? Hold up. So here's the current question. Does the if you don't rhyme with this only activate if I activate Rhymes Unspoken and then don't do anything with it? Or does this activate every turn regardless of whether I've tried to rhyme something or not? Which means if I've gone through all of my abilities, eventually I will have to verse Unleashed. That's insanely fun. I can't wait to try this out. This is insanely fun. Oh my god. Ah! Pyromancy. This discipline allows the Psyker to create and control fire. The Psyker gains 5 perception, 5 willpower, 10 demo, 10 reflex. Additionally, they can use the Firestorm ability. Each unit in a 2-cell radius around the target suffers Psyker 2 times Psyker's willpower bonus plus Veil deck damage and must pass agility reflex with a 2 times willpower bonus penalty or suffer Psyker's perception bonus levels of burning. Telekinesis. This discipline allows the Psyker to manipulate matter over a distance. The Psyker gains 5 int, 5 willpower, 10 lower warp, and 10 resistance. Additionally, they can use the Assail ability. A target within a 15-cell radius suffers Psyker's willpower bonus plus Psyker's int bonus. Impact damage. Okay. And a stacking Veil Degradation penalty to reflexes and tenacity until the end of combat. A stacking penalty to reflexes and tenacity until end of combat. Uh-oh. Then it must pass a strength tenacity test with a 10 minus 2 times Psyker's int bonus modifier. If failed, it becomes staggered for 1 round and must pass a relevant test or suffer a critical effect. Well, this is my new favorite ability. This is just throwing tiny rocks at enemies, right? To annoy them into death. I like that a lot. And then we've got Attack Buff Specialist. All attacks and abilities inflicting negative effects apply suppression. The target suffers int bonus plus agility bonus % hit chance penalty for 1 round. Inflicting suppression repeatedly prolongs the effect by 1 round and reduces morale by 1. You're just sitting there behind cover, lobbing a rock at an enemy. Over and over. Guide of the Materium. While heroic, the Mystic gains the subtle manipulation reality distortion effect and can use the subtle manipulation ability. An enemy target of the Mystic Psychic Power suffers Veil Deg penalty on tests against that power. An ally target of the Mystic Psychic Power gains Veil Deg bonus on skill tests against negative effects until the end of round. And we can use subtle manipulation. The Mystic gains an attacking psychic power that does not expend combat points. Until the end of the turn, the Mystic psychic powers do not trigger psychic phenomena or perils of the warp. Stupid. While broken, the Mystic suffers the Untamed Power Obscured Threat. Any psychic power used by the Mystic triggers either psychic phenomena or perils of the warp. Any psychic power used by the Mystic triggers either psychic phenomena or perils of the warp. How many demons can you summon in 1 turn, chat? Wait, demons are bonus XP, right? In other words, every psychic spell spawns a loot pinata. It does a lot of other things too. And the Untamed Power ability. The Mystic immediately removes the broken effect, gains an attacking psychic power, does not blah 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 blah, yep. Until the end of combat, whenever psychic phenomena or perils of the warp is triggered by any source, the Mystic suffers damage equal to 20 minus the willpower bonus % of their maximum wounds. Oh. Oh. And we're a Psyker. We can use psychic powers. Abilities. Oh, we have a lot. We have Fetter. Right before this character uses the next psychic power, Veil Degradation will be reduced by 4. That psychic power does not trigger phenomena or perils. If the Psychic morale is 5 or greater, they will successfully defend against the next projectile or melee strike. Last until triggered or until the start of their next turn. If this is used, the following abilities will be unavailable. We cannot push. Push! Right before the Mystic uses the next psychic power, Veil Degradation is immediately increased by 3. If the armor durability is more than 0, this psychic power triggers psychic phenomena or perils of the warp. I'm sure there's a reason to do this. I'm sure we walk into the middle of the enemies and blow ourselves to death and then like spawn a demon there, right? Oh yeah, I can say 100%. I think so too. We've seen these, we've seen Assail, Blaze Weaver. Every burning unit in combat has its burning level increased by 3 plus Veil Deg divided by 2. Then those units immediately suffer an additional instance of burning. If this ability is rhymed on the Psyker's next turn, it is rhymed again. Yo. Triplets. There's Siphon Life, Rhymes Unspoken. So what do we have here? With Binding of Silence. That's attached to Assail. The target of the psychic power must pass a willpower metal test. If failed, the enemy cannot target the psychic with a single target or burst attack. Oh, that's really cool. Stanza Refined. That's on Blaze Weaver. And then the Stars. Gains Veil Degradation % chance to become rhymed. Oh. That's cool. Dude, I'm so excited. So that is a look at what we have available for our party. Now, we can go and fuck around, shall we then? Hey, look, an interactive thing. We can push this. Gain 10 XP. We found loot. Hold up, we found loot. Repair kits. Consecrated Promethium mixes. And a rad pack. Oh. Someone to talk to? Put your claws away, I spotted that thing first. Is that so? I don't quite think we can go up here. We'd have to, like, make our way up there first. So push to increase Veil Deck, increase the time the Siphon Life hits a guy twice for freaking free. Yep. The door is locked with a heavy-duty padlock. Without a key, not even an explosion could help you open it. I'm busy. I've got all this junk to sort through. Yo, me when I start streaming. Ooh. Change squad? Wait, do we have other squad mates? No. But that's how we interact with that. Okay, what's over here? Maris Portum Local. A crowd of onlookers and the owner of the chest are watching you closely. In other words, I can't touch this? Fine. We need a diversion. Locals have locked the passage on the other side to keep the sermon-excited crowd from forcing its way into the residential district. Let me go! Sibelius, the infallible knows! I was just hungry! I mean, yeah, welcome to the slums, right? A symbol daubed in blood, comprehensible to the dull-witted residents of the Hab Zone. Text, log, there. This is how the local preachers mark the houses of those who are insufficiently zealous in their service to him. We once again have this. But we can now filter by combat, dialogue, events, or all. With a formation, we'll leave it where that is. For now. Journal. We'll go through all of these things in a second. Actually, let's start with our journal. So this is our quest log. Echoes of the Unearthed. Inquisitor Millicentilia and Battle Sister Septima are in the Marisportum Sectoris, one of the lower Hab zones of Hive Sibelius. Lord Inquisitor Anton Zerby has instructed the Acolyte to travel to Marisportum to assist the representatives of the Tyrantine Cabal. So, we must find Sister Septima, and we must find Inquisitor Millicentilia. One of these, you are going to be very normal about. I promise. I've met both of them already. All I'm saying is behave yourself, okay? That's all I'm saying. And then we have... no data yet, okay. This menu is the sickest shit ever. We're getting to it presently, but just know that I'm so excited to show you that menu, specifically. Rampage! He's on his own! Take him down! Wah! I'll crack your head open for the Emperor! One thing that's important... Holy shit! Is he beating him with the leg of the guy? So one thing that's really important right now is that right now none of this is voice acted. We have the confirmation that once again Owlcat is committing to full voice acting for everything. You can hear a couple of like voice blurbs in the background of characters. Right now that voice acting is not in yet, but all of this will be voice acted. I love that we have that background info, dude. Like, I'm so fucking happy to be a part of this. It's so cool. You're meeting full leg day, let's go! This Ogren before you is so huge that it makes him look like a walking slab of rock. His body bears enough burns and wounds to kill any ordinary human, and yet they barely seem to be a nuisance to this giant. He takes a menacing step toward you, raising his weapon with a growl. Look at the Ogryn. The Abhuman's arms and shoulders are covered in pale scars, his uniform tattered and poorly mended dozens of times over is soaked with sweat and blood. The Ogryn has a fearsome presence, but in his one unaltered eye you catch a glimpse of confusion and fatigue. We should count ourselves lucky. Note the augmetic set in the cranium of this Abhuman specimen. Said augmetic substantially facilitates his cognitive processes, which makes him intelligent enough to grasp concepts such as cause and effect, at the very least. Simply put, this Ogryn has the capacity to assent to basic agreements, unlike normal Ogryn. How likely is it that he's going to die? Why would that mean anything, Aincraft? Like, you're asking, given that I've ate carrots yesterday, how likely is it that I'm going to buy a car tomorrow? These things are unrelated? This is an alpha. This is an alpha. There's a lot of placeholder things used left, right, and center. So the answer is probably not at all. Guardsman, stop. Enough. You fought well. Guardsman! His growling gives way to comprehensible... Like, he's in uniform, right? Like... To comprehensible words and his grave expression to almost childlike bewilderment. They don't call me guardsman. Sometimes Sergeant Ollie calls me you there, or Abhuman, but not guardsman. The weapon in the Ogryn's hand lowers slowly while he's busy pondering his new circumstances. You're not the enemy, I thinks. Then you reinforcement? Tell me your name, Ogryn. The Ogryn hesitates before showing you the tattoo on his biceps, 0118B. Are you actually called 0118B? Yes, entry number. The Ogryn pauses in thoughts. But you could call me Cog. It's what the surgeon calls me. What's happened here? We was on patrol. These ones came at us. He gestures at the bandits. Wounded the sergeant. He gave me orders. Hold position until reinforcement comes. The sergeant went to cover the rear, he said. You're alone here. No one else from your unit survived. The Ogryn furrows his brow in annoyance. I'm with Sergeant Owley. He went to get reinforcement. He'll be back. I wouldn't count on it, pal. Hamar scoffs and turns to you. I can't help but wonder why a squad of Fusiliers had to meet an inglorious death in this hole. But what matters right now is we can't abandon Astra Militarum property, which is what this Abhuman is. Either he'll end up in the wrong hands, or he'll cause a lot of trouble if we leave him unsupervised. We have to return him to command, not to mention those bonnets are terribly expensive. The loyalty of this paltry-minded Abhuman deserves more than what he has received for his faithful service. Give him a fucking medkit. Take this, you should treat your wounds. For me? I'm not allowed. It's what the sergeant says. The Ogryn seems torn. But he's not here, so I'll take it. He grins in satisfaction and his giant hand snatches the Medicaid kit from you. Who was in command of your unit? Sergeant Owley. Sergeant Owley, 10th Platoon. Fusilier, 27th. That's right, he thinks. Metal test succeeded. Evidently, the Ogryn is talking about the Scintillan Fusiliers regiment of the Astra Militarum. Some of the bodies around you are dressed in their uniform. You can't be allowed to remain here without command, 0118B. You're the property of the Imperium and must come with me until the matter has been cleared up. I got orders! The Ogryn stares you down with the obstinacy of a grox. The sergeant said, hold position. Until the sergeant says so, I not leave position. Perhaps I should help you look for the sergeant. The Ogryn thinks for a long time. I don't know. But the sergeant was wounded. That's bad. Should find him, maybe. I don't know what the sergeant looks like. Come with me, you can help me recognize him. I got orders! The Ogryn scratches his bald head in puzzlement. But the sergeant has been gone long. Maybe you got lost. Maybe some of these ones attacked him. I have to fight the sergeant. Alright. We'll go, but... The Ogryn sniffles loudly and points to one of the dead guardsmen. Can't leave Fusiliers like that. There's bugs here. Those reinforcements are always late. Gesture at the servo Saurium. I'll inform command about the bodies. The Ogryn nods grimly. the entire time that you spend establishing connection and conveying the message, he looms over you like a dark, silent mountain. Faction reputation received. Centillion Fusiliers plus 30 reputation. Report. Reputation of the Inquisitorial Acolyte earned through amicable deeds. Alright. You'll command until we find Sergeant Owley. Then he'll command. He knows what to do. Cog! Look at him! Hello, Neffy! Neffy, we got Nogrin! Alright, let's check out Cog. We have an Ogren Mace. One-handed. This is a two-handed weapon for a normal character. I can bet that. Sundering. Reduces the target's damage reduction by 50% until the end of the current character's turn. Hit chance, area hit chance, melee and ground slam. Maces and hammers have a special attack that pushes enemies away.
Can keep the Ogren Karen smart.
Nevi! Thank you for the 18. Thank you so much. So is his sergeant dead, abandoned him, or both? Probably both. Hold position, hold the ground, sergeant ran away. Melee attack. Ghastly Mutilation. If this attack kills an enemy, all enemies within 1 cell radius must pass a willpower metal test with a -13 penalty or suffer a -10 hit chance penalty. Stupid. And there's Ground Slam with Ogren Wild Swing. Whenever Cog hits an enemy or cover with this attack, he gains 2% damage reduction for 1 round. Oh no, they gave us a Ripper gun. So this is a Ripper gun. This does extra wound damage. Close quarters weapon, the wielder can shoot with this weapon in melee range. And Opportunistic Scorgullion. Deals additional damage to targets with negative conditions. If target is non-disposable, this damage is increased. So we want to debuff something and then fuck him up. Very, very cool. And we have a burst fire with an RF of 6. This also has the wild swing modifier. Cute. For abilities, we have Smash! All creatures within the area of effect within 1 cell radius, the Ogren deals 12 damage to each unit or object in front of him and disrupts the target's concentration. Enemies hit must pass a willpower metal test with a -13 penalty or suffer -2 morale. We have Charge! The warrior moves in a straight line up to 6 cells. Once they have encountered a target, the warrior stops, makes a melee attack against the target using whichever costs the least AP. That attack does not expend CP, but expends all the warrior's movement. This has limitations. We cannot endure the same turn. There's Endure. Regains 9 armor durability. All adjacent enemies suffer 6 damage to their legs. How the fuck does that work? What? Do we like stomp on the ground? Do we do like the sumo move and that? What? Huh? Why does this do damage? I don't understand. It's cool, but I don't know why it does damage. And then we have Bulwark. While it is not this character's turn, they count as cover for their allies. Alright, Coggy boy, show me what you got. We have a frag grenade and a repair kit. We have our archetypes. There's Warrior and then an Ogren Bonehead. Thanks to his unique background, this companion gains plus 15 strength, 15 toughness, -10 int and -10 willpower. Additionally, he can use the Smash ability. Cog's intimidation is based on toughness instead of fellowship. His wounds are increased by the thick skin feature and his influence is reduced to 1. You remove enemy legs and use them to pad your armor, obviously. How silly of me. Obviously, Misty, yeah. He also has 53 health and like 50 armor, holy shit. This character gains the ability to equip heavy armor. Thick skin. Cog's wounds are increased by 30%. Indomitable. While heroic, the warrior gains the Daring Strike effect and can use the Daring Strike ability. Daring Strike Enrage. 50% more melee damage and suffer 30% less damage. And Daring Strike gains a single melee weapon attack that doesn't expend combat points. Cannot miss. Ignores damage reduction. Its damage is doubled. And then it ends the warrior's turn. Oh, at the end of the turn, the heroic effect is removed. So it's not immediately removed. And while broken, we have easy target. Each of the warrior's melee attacks trigger an attack of opportunity. Ooh. And desperate strike. Immediately end, just like always. After that, the warrior deals minus 30% melee damage and suffers 30% more damage until the end of combat. Okay, cool. 4 abilities we have for the Emperor. All abilities scale based on fellowship. And intimidation divided by 10. We could use that for something that scales badly. We'd have to have an understanding of that first, though. Right now, this is 9. The same thing. It might not update automatically. We also have Ogren Pummel. For 1 round, the target's defense is reduced by 11. Put that on Smash. Why not? I don't want to swap these around. Hichi! Hello, Hichi! How goes Dark Heresy? Very well. We're not doing anything right now. We're just kind of like looking at things and reading things. Obviously, we're in an early alpha. Very, very early alpha. So it is a bit hard to judge anything, but this looks so fucking good. Turn that on. Initiating Vox frequency tracking mode. So we turned that on, and now we can hopefully find the sergeant. We can't go through there. Oh, but look at that. There's stuff down here. Track down the sergeant's Vox signal. Ah. Ah. He's down there. Pull. No, he's not down there, but there's a fishing trap here. With maglev impellers, sealed hermetic infusions, and universal power cells in it. So he's probably like somewhere there. Look at these fucking tentacles, by the way. These are the sea beasts that the divers are hunting. This is what we're talking about, by the way. We're not talking about like a nice little ocean where they're diving for finch or whatever. We're talking about giant monstrosities in chemical wastewater. Honestly, it feels like this game is about not doing a heresy despite the title. It's weird like that, huh? It is weird like that. Let's go down this way. Turn on. No, like, please do. Oh. Yo, loot. Imagine sushi made with those tentacle meats. No. No, I don't want to. Thank you. I'd much rather not. Like, look how slimy this looks. Like, you're about to see the rest of the creature, by the way. There's its head. We can get up there. There. Look at that! The carcass of the sea monster shows clear signs of mutation. You think? You fucking think, dude? And they're now butchering this like piece by piece. Imagine sashimi then. Look at it smile. I want to cuddle it. Oh god. Mom, the monster fuckers are getting weird again. It's friend-shaped. You should reevaluate your friends. Oh, I see loot, I see loot, I see loot. A fire grenade? Hold up, we're equipping that. We do have empty slots for, like, usables, right? We do not. We'll use it once we use up something. Imagine how many candles you can make for monitorium requisitions. All that tallow, all that tallow. A woman in rags. Inspect. A woman swathed in rags quite skillfully avoids drawing attention, her eyes intently sweeping over the people around her. I do love the new, like, markers for where you can go up and down. Ecclesiarchy servant. No? No. Oh. Victory over heresy comes from the unbreakable true faith of his servants. But in this place, faith is snuffed out. Mother Sportum is doomed. Oh god, an entire deaconess? Uh-oh. Deaconess Nvidia. Envidar. Nvidia? A stout woman in loose ecclesiarchy robe stares at you in astonishment. Am I truly allowed to behold an agent of the Golden Throne? One of those who fervently serve the God Emperor within the ranks of the Holy Inquisition. Saints' blood, I can hardly believe it. Miss GTX. I am Deaconess Envida, a servant of the Adeptus Ministorum. By the will of the God Emperor, Cardinal Ignato himself has permitted me to bestow blessing of the Calixian cult upon the worthy. May I see the ecclesiarchy blessings available to me? She's a merchant. First of all, we sell all junk. So this is all of our stuff. And then she has stuff if we have coin. Is that a chain axe? Dude, you shouldn't do this to me. You can only get me so excited. An Ogren heavy bolter. Oh. Oh. Dreadful. This weapon deals ballistic skill bonus plus weapon skill bonus more damage to targets with negative morale. There is not a character creator in this alpha, Neffy. That's correct. A bolt pistol, a tearing chain axe, tearing weapon. This weapon attacks inflict bleed 13 to targets. An Ogren stubber. But we can't... Oh no, it's just a button to gain money for the goods that we give her. I don't think I want to buy anything specifically right now, but a deadly chainsword, hit chance bonus / precise attack, Psyker sandals. The Psyker power used by the wearer deals veil degradation % more damage. And this needs like some level of reputation. Plasma pistols! Plasma pistols! Fuck yeah. They're close quarter. What do you mean this is a close quarter weapon? It's a pistol, that's why, but still. Metal threaded cloak. Whenever the wearer's heavy armor durability reaches 0, they gain plus 5% damage reduction. A howl grenade? Commissar boots, those are the ones that we're wearing. Bruiser armor. Where it deals plus 2 times strength bonus % more melee damage. Oh shit. A Dartaral sin skin. 10 fellowship. While the wearer is heroic, all the allies gain 2 morale at the start of the turn. Reliable Turanshash heavy bolter. The first shot in a burst fired with this weapon always hits. Whenever the wielder kills an enemy with this weapon, all allies within the character's influence gain 1 morale. The Ripper. Ranged weapon, close water. Close water? Yes, close quarters. On hit, enemies adjacent to the wielder suffer PB defense and BSB % damage reduction. My god. Deadly Idumea Stepper. Like, we can't reach any of these. Overwhelming Skorgulian Ogren heavy stubber. There's some really cool stuff here. But I kind of want to talk to her a bit more. What's your position? Several cycles ago, despite my unworthiness, I was raised to the esteemed rank of Deaconess and entrusted with a vigil over the reliquariums of Scintilla. Such service alone is uplifting but aiding true heroes such as yourselves. Envida closes her eyes and whispers a prayer of gratitude. What brought you to this place? Thousands of times I've prayed to the God Emperor to grant me a chance to serve the Imperium and humanity. And so at last, there came the hour to choose who among the clerics would accompany the Blessed Sister into these lands. It took many pleas to be given a place in her retinue, and now with the greatest devotion, I aid the defenders of humanity. Thanks. May the God Emperor guide you toward the shortest path to your enemies. May he very much so. Need more words in that stubber? Yep, not enough yet. Teenage Mutant Ninja stubber over there. Oh, we found Sister Septima. There she is. And also... That's him, isn't it? Find another source. Another stunt like that and I'll consider it tantamount to heresy. What? But... What do you mean? I did nothing wrong. This is Sister Septima. Sister Septima studies you with a steady, appraising look, making something inside you clench. Acolyte. Leander de Terral's acolyte, I remember you. Rarely does one meet acolytes who bear the burden of their duty with such zeal. Continue to be steadfast in your undertakings, and you shall learn the grace of serving the God Emperor. The Lord Inquisitor Zerby sent me to assist you, sister, yet I know nothing of your objectives. I thank the God Emperor for this. Corruption cannot disturb an empty mind. For now, we need only know that what I tell you. First, Inquisitor Millicentilia has lost the greater part of her servants in this Hab zone. This has slowed her investigations and consequently our joint work. Find out what happened to them as soon as you can. Otherwise, Inquisitor Millicentilia will be forced to spend time she should be devoting to serving Calixis. Second, my servant Durkis was to make contact with the local preacher, Urkamus. His orders were to question Urkamus and bring me the particulars I require. The Sister of Battle compresses her lips into a thin line. Durkis has the gall not to present himself before me. You must descend into the bowels of this rotten place, learn where Durkis is now, and bring him to me. You'll recognize the servant by his robes of the ecclesiarchy, black hair cropped short, and the implant plate set into his forehead. To Durkis. Since when are we obliged to act as lackeys for the Adeptus Sororitas? Septima turns her heavy gaze on your companion. The Lord Inquisitor has transferred all of you to serve under my command for the duration of this mission. Therefore, at present, you are to follow my orders. What happens afterwards, only the God Emperor knows. Are you suggesting we search the whole Hab zone to find Durkis? To avoid fruitless searching, go to Confessor Urkamus, head of the Flock of Repentance. He dwells in the so-called Upper Town. You'll find him at the very top. The workers' devotional services should be drawing to a close, so you may pass through the gates freely. Say that I sent you, and he will reveal every secret. You arrived with sufficient haste, so I judged Durkis could not have been swept away in the toxic surge. Bring him to me alive and whole, so if we arrive later, he might be fucking dead. Maddie, you are the best duckling. And you work alongside Inquisitor Millicentilia. Inquisitor Millicentilia is conducting her own investigation here. Her efforts are, without doubt, directed at supporting the Tyrantine Cabal. Yet, upon learning of my arrival, she did not see fit to join my righteous mission. Our talks about working together have stalled, and she now avoids my company. Wits test failed. Sister Septima shows no particular alarm. The situation is clearly under her control. It clearly isn't. Given Inquisitor Millicentilia's dire circumstances, it is all the more surprising that her agent, the sister glances briefly at the data slate she holds in her hand, Rufinus Scragg is probing the Marisportum Sectoris on some mission. I must know what he's trying to sniff out. My people have lost track of him. Therefore, I entrust this task to you. Case opened! On the trail! Some time ago, contact was lost with Agent Rufinus Scragg, who was investigating the outskirts of the Marisportum Sectoris. The Acolyte must locate Rufinus and ascend the status of his mission. We've also acquired some clues. I get to show you that menu now. According to the report, the agent bears an old burn on his face and an augmentation on the lower part of his left leg below the knee. These distinguishing features will guide you in your search. Scragg's whereabouts are unknown to you. He who was charged with watching the agent failed in his duty and now pays the price for that negligence. This, however, was merely a temporary lapse. You want me to spy on the agent of another Inquisitor? Yes, I want to be kept informed of developments, and Mistress Millicentilia is slow to share intelligence. My people are needed here, but you are a different matter. I'm not going to do that. You are not granted the privilege of choice. You will carry out my orders without delay. Well, fuck. Find the Preacher Durkis, return him. The objective is clear. I'm not finished yet. Since the last tidal surge, people have been disappearing from these parts. Most of the missing were certainly swallowed by the raging flood, yet others vanished afterwards. People continue to go missing on some nights. As many as 50 can be unaccounted for. Among other tasks, you must discover what became of those unfortunates and who is responsible for their disappearance. That is all for now. Go and see to it. Missing persons. After the first seaquake struck the Maris Portum Sectoris, a wave of mass disappearances occurred throughout the HAP zone. The Acolytes must establish the whereabouts of the missing people and who or what is responsible. Behold. This is the Inquisitorial Journal. So you're all used to quests, and here are those quests: missing persons, Echo of the Unearthed, missing sergeant. But this is your scrapbook. So, on the trail. What do we have for On the Trail? What is the current status of the agent's mission? We have the agent's mission. What do we know about it? Fuck nothing. We don't know what the agent is on about yet. But we gained this insight from a dialogue. The agent has a mission, we need to find out what's going on. Over here, we know that Millicentilia's agent is called Rufinus Scrake. What do we know about him? Agent of the Golden Throne from the retinue of Inquisitor Millicentilia, investigating the Maris Portum Sectoris on an unknown mission. We got this out of a dialogue. Agents identifying marks, an old burn covering half of his face, left leg augmented below the knee. That's all we know about him. And we will begin filling these things. We'll begin filling these cases with hypotheses, with additional information as we do research. And as we inquire about things, find more hints. This shit is so fucking cool, dude. And I need to sneeze. So, we don't just have quest text. Here is the missing persons case. What do we know about missing persons case? We know nothing. We know that there's a Preacher Durkis that we have to find. He looks very sane. Obviously, this man looks very, very sane. Sister Septima's agent sent to the Maris Portum Sectoris to gather information. Lost contact. One of the victims of mysterious disappearances in the HAP zone. Maybe. Or maybe he's finally snapped. I don't know. Features. Short dark hair. Very short dark hair. Plate on forehead bearing an aquila. Dressed in a simple robe of the clergy. We're making a conspiracy whiteboard. Yes. That is exactly what we're making. That is exactly what we're making. So my problem is that this... Our scan signal over here terminated here? Is this what's left of the sergeant? Can we go back? Hold up. We're gonna walk all the way back real quick. Walking this... Oh. Acolyte, I have business with you. Oh, there's that woman in rags from previously. Acolyte, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pleased to welcome you. Your name has been on everyone's lips at the Bastion lately. A woman in a plain robe stands in your path. Beneath her hood, the lenses of an old eye augmentation emit an unpleasant buzzing whir. Assisting the Sister of Battle is doubtless a good deed, but still, an acolyte ought to work with proper inquisitors. Do you not agree? My patron, Mistress Millicentilia, is right now inspecting the excavation outside this little settlement. A courtesy visit would be at the very least prudent on your part. I can escort you to her immediately. Have you been following me? No, not at all. I've been keeping watch on the situation in the settlement. Lately, Maris Portum has been far from peaceful. Then, by luck, I saw a familiar face. Your face. The woman speaks confidently, though you suspect her vantage point has been chosen to survey Sister Septima's camp, rather than the rest of Maris Portum. You're spying on her camp. You're observant. You see, my duty is to know what transpires around here, including at the camp of the Blessed Sister tasked with keeping a vigilant eye on the Tyrantine Cabal. You claim to be an acolyte. On what grounds should I believe you? She glances round and, assured of privacy, drags back the hem of her robe to reveal sturdy synth leather armor and a sigil dully gleaming on her belt. Not many in the Imperium would be foolish enough to wear a sigil without the Inquisitor's authorization, wouldn't you say? Okay. This is kind of the reason why I didn't want to just show my sigil at the start, because, you know, you don't just want to flash that to everyone. But, yeah, she's clearly an acolyte. What's happening? Forgive me, but that information is classified, and I am under orders not to disclose it. Inquisitor Millicentilia will tell you all you need to know. Where exactly did you say the excavation is located? As you pass the sisters' camp, keeping it to your left, look for the pipes heading beyond the town and follow them. Sooner or later, you'll arrive at the excavation site, but it would be best if you allow me to guide you there. Okay. I was just looking for her. Very well, it's not a long walk, but watch your step. The local water is full of toxic chemicals and giant fuck-off creatures. Loading. Be normal. We can proceed to the next stage of the interrogation, though you'll find it even less to your liking. Chat, behave. Did you say that to yourself? Partially. Inquisitor Millicentilia. Looming over the I still don't know how to pronounce that word. Curled up on the ground, the Inquisitor asks for what does not seem like the first time. Have you remembered anything? One of the two men watching the torture clears his throat. We've guessed, Inquisitor. Mistress Millicentilia, I saw him at Sister Septima's camp and thought it best to bring him to you immediately. I give the Bastion's envoy over to you. By your leave, I must return to my post. Inquisitor Millicentilia turns to you, wipes the blood off her blade and slides it into the sheath attached to her belt. Anton Zerby's newest protege. I thought you'd make an appearance sooner or later. Millicentilia's gaze shifts to Epion. Spess, I've not seen you in some time. It's a pity that you have decided to use your talent in the service of another Inquisitor. Epion gives the Inquisitor a reserved nod but does not say a word in response. I'm here to provide assistance to your mission. Is that so? I did not request any assistance from the Cabal. Millicentilia examines you, tapping a finger on the grip of her pistol. Her hand lingers near the clasp on her holder, then relaxes. Since you are here, that means you were sent by Lord Inquisitor Zerb. Only he knows about the mission. Gareth, see to the witness's wounds. He's not permitted to die before the end of the interrogation. Darial, I'll be waiting for a report on our progress. As for you, she looks back at you. Your arrival is the best evidence that the Lord Inquisitor is losing patience, isn't that correct? The Lord Inquisitor wishes to know the reason for your prolonged stay in the Maris Sportum Sectoris and was offering his assistance. My expedition team has gone missing from the excavation site. Workers, disciples of the machine cult, and guards. It started with the first sea quake that hit this hab zone. The workers complained of fatigue and ceaseless nightmares. That is not a local incident. People all over the Maris Sportum Sectoris are suffering from similar symptoms. Many of them have likewise disappeared without a trace. More and more are going missing every day. Reports have shown that these disappearances are systematic, so we can rule out natural population decline. We must learn why people in the hab zone are disappearing, and you will begin your investigation right here in my camp. Even an amateur could see there are signs of looting. Might have been more than one group. Was it several? Find out. Reconstruct the events that took place at the camp. I graciously give you my permission to use the sacred mechanisms bestowed upon the Ordo Xenos by member of the cult Mechanicus. The Inquisitor gestures to several bulky cogita cases. One of them bears an inscription in calligraphic writing on an abundance of purity seals. It reads, Hollow Invoker. Clear quiet. Maris Sportum Sectoris, missing expedition, field camp. And we got 4 Hollow Invokers, a unique set of archaeotech mechanisms capable of briefly reproducing a set of hypothetical images in a confined hollow ray space. Do not forget to interrogate the witness. She nods at the body writhing at her feet. The old man knows something, but it seems my methods have caused him to lose the last of his memory. I do not have time to coax the answers out of him, so you will deal with it instead. When you're done, report everything you've learned. Any questions? Zoe disappeared and took the duck with her. Something about this game is making VTube Studio crash, dude. Something about this is making VTube Studio crash, and I don't know why. It is fascinating. It's a Unity thing somehow. But I don't know how or why. Let me close this. Maybe that helps. I wonder whether other people are suffering the same problem. Armia isn't on VTS anymore. Armia is on like some fancy tech, right? Someone asked Armia whether it's happening to her too. I want to know. Hold up. We're going back into uniform. Whoop. 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 There we go. No, that didn't work, actually. Very interesting. That did. She's off already? Damn it. Hold up. There we go. Based on the description of the incident, it's probably just Cthulhu awakening from the depths of this alien ocean. Yeah, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. You're right. The Commissar Ducky and Inquisitor Zoe were sucked into the warp. Da-da. Maybe it's the Christmas hat on the top right. I doubt it's that one. I doubt it's that one. Alright, so, when you're done, report everything you've learned. Any questions? I've never heard of a Holo Invoker. That's unsurprising. This is a rare piece of archaeotech that even I had to go to great lengths to obtain. The spirits of such machines have the ability to briefly project hololithic images based on the archived data, be it pics, cogita records, or tactical diagrams. What will you be doing while I perform this task? I have other equally important matters to attend to, and asking me such questions requires a level of trust that you have not earned. Okay. You said my task is to learn why people are disappearing in the Hab Zone. Would it not be better to focus our efforts on finding the workers instead? It is true that rescuing rabble is not my responsibility. However, I cannot ignore the fact that there is some connection between the timeframes of these disappearances, both of my people and the locals. There's also the mysterious circumstances of these disappearances and the spread of nightmares in the Hab Zone. As for what that connection is, that is for you to find out. Try not to announce to all of Maris Portum that the Inquisition is operating here. Though, even if you introduce yourself as the Lord Inquisitor, I doubt anyone in this place would believe you. What have you been searching for down here? Do your job, Acolyte. Let's go start. One of my specialists is already investigating the lower level of the excavation. Find out what he's been able to discover. Take this amulet. That way he'll know I sent you. I expect the two of you to work together on this. I need results. An adornment made from an unknown mineral. The surface is covered in Xeno symbols. One of my ellipses specialists, she says, handing me a Xenos amulet. Okay. This is gonna go well. So what do we have here? We could force access to the cogitator. We have an inspect. Let's start with that. An authorization code is required to access this sacred machine. Is it, though? It is immediately apparent that this cogitator has been maintained well. The machine spirit responds to your requests eagerly. The vid screen lights up with the words, authorization successful. Access level, Acolyte. View the inventory log. The vid screen shows a record of all the machinery units employed at the excavation site along with their serial number. There's a foreman's confirmation note below. View the high engine seer reports. The vid screen blinks a few times, a message appears, higher level of access required. The recent entries. Most of the entries contain nothing unusual. The last one, however, does catch your attention. It seems the sentries spotted armed individuals attempting to approach the excavation site undetected. The guards eliminated the trespassers who, upon examination, were found to be members of a local gang. But they never made it, okay. So gang members tried to attack this, and they didn't make it. Okay. Can I loot this? I can loot this. Alright. The old man looks up at you, exhaustion written in his empty gaze. His dry fingers fiddle mindlessly with the edges of his blood-stained rags. One of Millicent Hilliard's acolytes nods to you. It's a rare fortune to see an acolyte of a dead inquisitor not follow him to the grave on the Cabal's orders. Oh yeah, because in this case our master died. Oops. Paying the acolyte not the slightest attention, Epion gives the witness a cursory look before turning to you. Numerous signs of bruising, superficial damage to the surface layers of the skin, apparent loss of integrity in some of the smaller bones. The procedure was performed with sufficient expertise to ensure that the witness would not expire, yet retain the ability to feel pain. Still, I'd recommend refraining from further application of violence given the subject's age. Glare at him menacingly. Ask me anything, Master. What do you know about the nightmares affecting people in Marisportum? I know about the sleep sickness. When the sea started shaking, that's when the nightmares came. Everyone came down with it. Those flock of repentance folks say it's the God Emperor warning us, telling us to repent. But I don't know about any of that, Master. I just want to get by. Tell me what you've already told the Inquisitor. Don't even think of hiding anything. Yes, Master. I used to scoop grease off your food vats here. I traded it for rations at the market. First time that great machine of yours went all quiet, I waited a little and came to see what this place was about. I saw intruders here with weapons, so I hid in one of them vats and they didn't spot me. That's where I've been hiding every time since, but now you found me after all. Oh, I see. He weakly jerks his shoulders in the direction of the acolytes. Describe the intruders. About a dozen of them there was. They had guns, scary folks, could have been bandits or such like. I didn't get a good look at them, but they weren't here for the food vats, that's for sure. The local gang was shot though. Well, there might be more survivors, right? Tell me about this flock of repentance. Believers from his congregation, Master. They've lost their way though. They've all forgotten Saint Sibelius' name. And now they say everyone should cleanse themselves through pain. They say that's how we can serve the God Emperor and save ourselves from the nightmares. They have a leader. Fancy old name, I forgot what it was. But I did see their marks around the camp, written in blood they were. Have you noticed anything suspicious in Marisportum? I have, Master, I have. The old man perks up. There's 2 divers living by the shore, madmen all, I tell you. One day there I was, walking along the shore, seeing what the sea might have brought. I look over and it's them divers, chanting something, or maybe it was witchcraft. I couldn't tell. And then they started dumping corpses in the water. I took off running, it was horrible. I heard those apostates worship some sea creature like it's a saint. It's why they butcher people to offer them to the beast. I haven't seen it myself, Master, but it's what people say. Is that everything? Don't forget, the more you tell me, the better your chance of living. The Baron! The Baron's orders were that no one was to come near this place. But those armed intruders, they looked like his lot. Oh! Oh. Yeah, you're staying here. All you hear in response to the old man's quiet whimpering. Thank you for not killing me, Master. If you let me go, I swear I won't run my mouth about any of this. Yeah, we'll see about that. Oh, can we jump this? Oh, we can jump this. Part of an ancient structure is buried under the rubble. This ruin was of no interest to the expedition. Over here. So we're still trying to figure out what the hell happened here. Excavation to the lower level. Is it on loading screen that it dies? I wonder. No, it made it pretty cleanly. Weird. Very weird. Alright. What do we have here? Oh, cutscene is what we have here. Oh. What the fuck are those tendrils? shadows in the dark. Oh, that's not a good symbol. Hold up. Hi? Eldar! Kill the space elf. Stranger. An inhumanly tall figure encased in outlandish armor appears out of nowhere. The ornate helmet dips and a distorted otherworldly voice reaches your ears. I see you bear the pendant of Inquisitor Millicentilia. Greetings, emissary. That's the specialist. May he steal our hearts so that we might banish all doubt of the righteousness of humanity. May he grant us the strength to bring just retribution upon the enemies of humanity. Sara recites his prayer in a cold voice, keeping his eyes locked on the stranger. As indicated by a slight turn of the helmet, the armored figure throws a cursory glance in the psychic's direction. And may fate grant you the reason to subdue your innate aggression when you should. The Inquisitor sent me. Your arrival is timely. I just finished my rituals of perceiving. Hema whistles. Inquisitor Millicentilia isn't squeamish about the tools she uses. She's brought in a Xenos sorcerer and right on a Septima's nose. Heresy! The heresy of pride which spurs one to believe in one's own exceptionality, and the heresy of consorting with the enemies of humanity. You're one of the Eldari, sentient, highly evolved Xenos enemies of humanity. You've guessed my race, but I'm no foe to you or your tribe. Inquisitor Millicentilia and I have forged a temporary alliance, one that benefits us both. I must admit that the Inquisitor has always adhered to a principle of tolerance towards alien species capable of communication. Great! She's also a monster fucker. Doesn't the Inquisition have a treaty with the other? Fuck no! Gods no! Half the Inquisition would go nuts about that. At least half of it. Time to put all the fire to use? I don't think we can. Well, we might. Oh, there's an attack button. I don't think we should. So you are the Inquisitor's associate whom I was supposed to meet. The stranger is silent, as if giving you time to realize the pointlessness of your question. Finally, a somewhat disdainful sniff comes from beneath the helmet. Judging by your reaction, Inquisitor Millicentilia did not deign to enlighten you about the identity of her associate. To business. You should have information for me. Hey, Caladrin. Inquisitor Millicentilia wished to know if sorcery was involved in the disappearance of her underlings. Sorcery of a special kind, which has its source in the darkest corruption. The Xenos takes the Inquisitor's pendant from your hand and continues speaking in a changed, melodic tone. I hear the echo of what your kind calls the Empyrean. However, in this sound I discern not the foulness of that which the Monkey call the archenemy, but ancient fatigue and the malevolence of a twisted mind. Investigation. Relevant due to the connection with the case material. Because we have the case missing persons, we can ask this question. Our lead is the Eldari believes that the disappearance of people from the excavation site is not a result of the actions of ordinary mortals. Tell me more about this echo of the Empyrean. It's powerful, all-consuming, at the same time feeble, like the sigh of a song lost in a labyrinth. Sorcery of monstrous power that served its purpose, whatever it was, and then vanished without a trace. Half the Inquisition would go nuts about Elder, the other half would go nuts about Elder. No, the other half would nut in Elder. Wait, what? I didn't say that. The malevolence of a twisted mind, but not the archenemies. Your people are too young and your perception of existence too rudimentary for you to comprehend the Empyrean in any depth. I'll only say that the corrupting forces from beyond the veil hold sway over many creatures. There can be no doubt that the secrets of such species lie buried in the past of this sector. Secrets whose very revelation would imperil your feeble mind. You were trying to be civil? Nah. The investigation is straightforward, but I have a slew of questions about you, Eldari. Save your breath. I am a way seeker, and I am here because Inquisitor Millicentilia is offering me protection on my mission in exchange for my gift. Those who follow the path of the seer among my people are much more tuned to the Empyrean, and our manipulations of it lead to far fewer consequences than your fumbling. Inquisitor Millicentilia has chosen my skills over the assistance of one of your witches. What's your mission? What are you doing on a human world? Your kind cannot hope to genuinely claim ownership of any planet, small creature, and I am unwilling to reveal the reasons for my presence here. Suffice it to say that I am seeking a path to salvation out of a ring of darkness, away from a peril far greater than the discord between our species. You speaking of the Noctis Aeterna? The humans are not the only ones suffering from this tragedy. This surprises you. Curious. When the arch-enemy's forces burst through the veil from the dimension and defile the world of things, no species is safe. Not mine, or yours, or any other. The other's being surprisingly polite. Nope, he's being very much an Eldar. He's being a stuck-up prick, which is basically just an Eldari. I wouldn't say he's polite in any way, as much as he's not shooting at us, but normally we're the ones shooting first or stepping on Maiden World, so... I wouldn't say he's particularly anything right now. What salvation are you talking about? You're overly inquisitive for a human who has casually crossed my path, and naive for you expect my candor. If your heart is troubled by the thought that a Xenos is plotting evil against the Monkey on this world, then it need not be. I'm here only to do my duty to seek a way. He hasn't called anyone Monkey? No, he has. Like, he already has, which doesn't mean anything. That's just their name for a race. Yes, it sounds like monkey, but it's not necessarily a derogatory term. It's just, you know. You're overly inquisitive, dude. It's in the title. What's a Wayseeker? I'm a guide and navigator of my kind. My gift enables me to chart courses through the webway and in real space. The helmet tilts slightly to the side. There exists another application for my gift, but that knowledge is of no use to you. It concerns only my people and our sorrows. Soulstones. I'm interested in an ancient Xenos species that is somehow connected to the Tyrant Star. Do you know of it? The Xenos tilts his head slightly. I can guess what you're referring to. The echo of their songs whisper across this world, and here as well. An ancient Xenos species that is somehow connected to the Tyrant Star. This must be from like a previous plot point in like a previous chapter that we didn't get to see yet. My name is Acolyte and I could use your help with those ancient secrets we talked about earlier. Come to your senses, Acolyte. Do not make this mistake. The armor-clad figure sweeps an appraising eye over you. Perhaps we could have, were it not for my arrangement with Inquisitor Millicentilia. I have no interest in the company of a monkey that will simply be underfoot. The Eldari raises his hand in preparation to work some sorcery, then he suddenly pauses. The faceless helmet turns to you. Lathir. My name is Lathir Kainareth, small creature. Goodbye, Lathir. Oh, there's Millie. Oh, a broken servitor. Wait, he's broken. Why is he broken? The servitor's body is covered in notches and wounds. Someone methodically carved patterns into its flesh with a knife. That's pretty rude. Oh, there's like loads of stuff here. Hold up. Performance reports. Layers of rock removed 18. Personnel losses 3 workers. Cause collapse. Extracted items 12 scrolls, 3 machine relics. Delivered to the Magos. Proceeding as scheduled. A total of 3 disciplinary violations were observed during the shift going outside the perimeter without authorization. The perpetrators were questioned thoroughly. New clue found. This doesn't really help us. The vid screen's lumens flicker furiously. Someone must have angered the machine spirit. We'll interact with the blue thingies in a second. Oh. Oh, loot. Torture instruments, cutting tools, tongs, needles, and a curved knife, all crusted with dried blood, are lovingly arranged inside the case. There are knife marks on the inside of the vat. Someone tried to scrape off the hardened leftover porridge. They really didn't have any fucking food, huh? Oh, there's more loot. Okay. Flame Shroud. At the start of the turn, the wearer's armor durability is increased by willpower bonus divided by 2 for each burning unit in combat. Lasts until the start of the wearer's next turn. Hold up. Epi. Very cool. An expedition tent temporarily occupied by the Inquisitor Millicentilia. A fragment of the column has splintered off and the metal near it is melted, both pointing to a shot from a las weapon. A las weapon, okay. The ripped tent shows signs of claws and beaks. They could have been left by people whose bodies have been altered by the Hab Zone's toxic environment. Claws and beaks. A larger four-toed footprint is deeply embedded in the ground. The mud around it has been churned up to cover the other tracks of the four-toed intruder. 4 toes, Executus. 4 toes. Server Sentinel. The mechanism of the broken server skull creak in futile attempts to restore functionality. Someone has ripped out the sacred circuits from the guts of this cogitator. The console is shattered and a bundle of sparking cables protrudes from the casing. Kaboom. 2008 Dark Heresy books, the Tyrant Star got explained. The Tyrant Star is a vessel for the Night Traveler, one of the 7 devils of Calixis, and since one of them is a demon, it's likely also a demon. What I'm saying is, this is probably a plot point that happens previously in the game that we don't know shit about. Not the Tyrant Star specifically, or even like the ancient alien species. The reason why we'd be looking for that is probably a previous occurrence. So to clarify how this game plays, because I don't play many games like this, the general gameplay is something akin to BG3 or Divinity 2. This is a CRPG, brethren, absolutely. You're absolutely right. The ones that you've listed, Baldur's Gate 3, Divinity 2, are very, very close to that. Pathfinder 1 and 2 would be like this. The previous, those are previous Allcat games. Then the really previous one, Rogue Trader, is very akin to this. It's the one immediately preceding this, although no lore connection, except Calixis Sector, I reckon. But yes, absolutely. CRPG. Code Amulet. A heavy amulet of blue metal bearing an engraving in sacred code. The Tech Priest's body has been severed in half. The cut looks unnaturally even. Spherical prints. Traces of fading psychic force activity detected. Changing scan mode to construct a hollow projection based on residual particles not suitable to standard visual analysis. The imprints of an anomaly in the shape of a perfect sphere intersects with a cut on the body of the Magos. Oh. So something in this in this spherical radius got like teleported out? Okay. Like it's a psychic phenomenon basically, right? Like that's what we're dealing with there. Well, we can go up here. From cube to ball. Ball! Let's see, what do we have here? Lore Heresy. This religious symbol of the Merisportum fanatics have been sketched by an inexpert and trembling hand. A clear attempt to imitate the real thing. The servitors at the bottom of the pit have frozen in unnatural poses. There are no apparent signs of damage, and yet they seem to ignore all commands and make no attempt to return to the camp. Okay, so it's not the fucking fanatics. Someone's trying to frame the fanatics. Why would I jump down here? Because there's loot there. That's why. Okay, we have a better picture now, but I'm still not fully sure. Examine. The crates scattered around the camp have been crudely forced open. If there ever was anything of value inside, it has already been pilfered. So this camp was raided. The ground is covered in iridescent stains. A thick oily stench clogs your nostrils but cannot completely mask the smell of blood soaked into the dirt. There is nothing in the containers except for the smell of fusiline that makes your throat itch. The workers could not have used up the entire supply of explosives. Someone must have stolen it from the excavation site. The tracks left by the steel-toed work boots are intermingled with numerous other prints. It's difficult to work out what happened here and the chronology of events. Yeah, that's the problem I'm having. Thank you for telling me that this is hard. Let's go scan this up. Registering evidence of forced access to the storage. Incident classified as an act of sacrilege and subversion of the authority of the Holy Order. Entry archived. We can now put a holo invoker here. Okay. Scan. Multiple prints detected on the bedrock and surrounding area, indicating scan for further analysis. Ball? Scan. Registering signs of a confrontation between two armed groups. Whoever came in as the raiders and, like, the workers? Or... So those are 4 holo invokers. Who was attacked at the excavation site? The expedition members. Who attacked them? I don't think it was bandits. The old man's gaze suddenly clears. The Baron's orders were no one was to come clear, but those idiots looked like him. A large 4-toed footprint is deeply embedded in the ground. I'm pretty sure whatever those things are what came in. I do not think it's the fanatics. Like, that symbol over there is too fake. This is trying to implicate them. I'm going with the bog beasts. That's not bog beast, that's a Kroot! Ah. Well, fuck. Okay, I see. I see what we're dealing with. Those are Kroot. Why are the tracks from work boots here? The expedition members left the camp. The expedition members were taken away by force. The work boot tracks do not belong to the workers. I do that. The bog beasts attacked the workers and dragged the bodies away. Is it turn-based? Yes, Akina, absolutely. We haven't seen combat yet because we're busy doing other things, but yes. They were reprimanded because they left the camp too many times, right? What if they were taken away by force? Then again, if they attacked the workers and then took them away afterwards... Oh no, these were the expedition members. They killed the expedition members, then took the workers? Let's see what the other one is first. Who ransacked the camp? Well, the attackers. Right? Like, right now I'm tempted to think that all of this is connected, but what if it's not? What if the workers leaving isn't connected at all? He does say that 3 times people tried to leave the area and then were heavily reprimanded for it, so maybe that's not it. But maybe that's exactly what they're talking about. Wasteland 3 somehow? I mean, same genre, yeah, absolutely. I would assume they got dragged in after the attack. You have a Kroot problem. The issue is you have a Kroot problem. Millicent Tilia raises her chin as you approach. Here's the acolyte. Lathier has already informed me that he told you of his findings. I dare say what he told you might even be the truth. Standing close by, the Xenos does not react to the Inquisitor's words. His gaze is distant, staring past you as if he's listening closely to a melody only he can hear. You have unusual assistance. Some things are more accessible to the cunning mind and heightened perception of an Eldari. This is your chance to make use of his abilities. It would be unwise to spurn it. I like her, is the problem. Awareness test succeeded. You cannot help but notice the thrum of tension in the Inquisitor's tone, and the look she casts at the Eldari. It seems that despite her confident words, she's anxious about the Xenos' presence in her unit, most likely due to the dangerous proximity of a sister of battle to the excavation site. If Septima hears of this, there'll be hell. I would like Lathier to join my retinue? Let's discuss what happened here first. You're sure you have not missed anything? I have a working theory. The working theory is you have a fucking crude problem. They even tried to hide their footprints. You think my camp was ransacked by bog beasts? An interesting theory. Well, why not? We will look for bird-headed mutants wearing Inquisition uniforms. What the fuck? A skirmish took place here, no doubt about it. But you are overlooking an important detail. If my people had been in the camp, no one could have got in, not even if all of my Sportum had attacked the perimeter. Besides, okay, so they weren't the ones that are being attacked? You've decided that the tracks leading out of the camp belong to the bog beast, really? And you think they were wearing my workers' boots, do you? But that's not what I said. That's not what the question was. Some of your conclusions are tenuous, too tenuous. I cannot rely on inaccurate information. Your emissary's conclusions are tenuous because the tracks at the excavation site contradict each other, whereas the truth is not what it first appears. Someone took pains to ensure that the traces left behind would sow confusion in the mind of whoever might attempt to unravel this mystery. I knew there was something you weren't telling me, Corsair. I saw no reason to state that, which is so obvious. I should not have forgotten that I'm dealing with Monkey now. Acolyte has reminded me. Either way, we have one indisputable piece of evidence, the tracks leading out of the camp. Look, they're crisp, clearly made by heavy work boots. But I already said, my people would never leave their posts willingly. Find out where they lead. Can you manage that? I thought the tracks leading out were four-toed. Something strange is afoot in my Sportum. My agent Rufinus Scragg has been working undercover in this God Emperor Forsaken place for several months already. We were due to meet at the excavation site, but the latest seaquake cut off our communication. Track him down, help him with his mission if necessary. Tell him that Lady M sent you. He will aid you in your investigation. Four toads, exactly. Am I permitted to know his particular... We know how to recognize him. He's the guy with the half-burned face, right? Let's try to validate that. The Inquisitor holds out a small portable device displaying a scowling man with burn scars over half of his face. And he has a lower left leg augmetic. Rufinus prefers to cover his face, but if you pay close attention, you will spot other signs. His augmented lower left leg or his tattoos. Memorize them, Acolyte. This is how my people recognize each other. Okay. Am I permitted to know the particulars of Agent Scragg's mission? I tasked Scragg with investigating a clan of swamp mutants on the outskirts of the Harb Zone and assessing their usefulness to the Tarantine Cabal. These are his reports. Study them, they will be enough to start with. Okay. Now we actually know what Scragg's doing, which we didn't before. A quick scan of the reports leaves you in no doubt. The bog beasts the Inquisitor is referring to are a clan of Xenos, the Kroot. Evidently, Millicentilia and her people prefer to use this unsophisticated nickname, given to the Xenos by the ignorant lower hive dwellers in order to rid the clan of unwanted attention, or perhaps somehow use the crew to their own benefit. Any other questions? These so-called bog beasts, they're Kroot, aren't they? Clever, indeed. It refers to the crude carnivorous Xenos native to a different part of the galaxy. This clan has settled on the outskirts of the Hab Zone and has been under observation by the Ordo Xenos for some time. Keep its existence a secret until the mission is complete. Since we're done with the reconstruction, can I take over your arrangement with Lathier? We can be useful to one another. Let's go with Sister Septima first. Sister Septima asked me to find out what your agent is doing on the outskirts of Marisportum. Think carefully about what you will tell her. Betray the Inquisition and it won't just be your career that comes to a swift and invidious end. Lathier? The Inquisitor mulls it over for several seconds, clearly calculating. At last she hums an agreement. Very well. I'm not opposed. Canareth? Lathier tilts his head to the side, surveying you. Time will tell if the small creature can live up to his word. For now, I will trust my instincts and consent to changing the agreement, on the condition that Acolyte assist me with some unfinished business here in this settlement. Fine. Acolyte, now Lathier Kainareth is your burden to bear. Do not expect it to be easy. Offering protection to a Xenos is risky. Millicentilia hesitates before adding slightly more quietly. Don't be afraid to mention the name of Anton Zerby. His patronage will help you avoid the wrath of people like Septima. The outlandish helmet turns to you. Speak with me in the place where we met. I want to discuss exactly how your newfound patronage will benefit me. Let's investigate. This case is not as simple as it appears. Do not rush to any conclusion. Turn over every stone in Marisportum before you send your case report. Your task is to dig until you uncover the truth, not to pin the blame on the first person you meet. Find out what happened to my workers. I hope you understand me, Acolyte. And dialogue. Okay. Let's go talk with Lathier. Lathier, who stands perfectly still in the center of the excavation, raises his arm, signaling to you. Inquisitor Millicentilia wished to know what happened to her underlings. While exploring this place, I've discovered many mysteries, buried secrets, hidden songs. The helmet tilts slightly to one side in clear contemplation. They're here, beneath the ground, waiting for someone to listen and unravel them. Some are connected to the Xenos you asked about, but not all of them. The melodies of these mysteries rise to the surface in places where the veil between the Empyrean and real space has worn thin. I must reach these places and perform rituals to hear what is being said in each song. They are located in areas where dwellings of your kind are concentrated. Millicentilia's entourage calls this place Marisportum. It's under the watch of Sister Septima of the Adeptus Sororitas. Did you suppose that helping me would begin and end with your fine company? You were mistaken. You'll find a way to ensure that no one interferes with my mission. The inhabitants of Marisportum will be terrified at the mere sight of a Xenos. No. The intelligence of the local monkey is insufficient to recognize a member of another species in this guise. They'll take me for a distorted version of their own kind. A mutant. The white-haired monkey, whom Inquisitor Millicentilia is so keen to avoid, however, it would be best if she and I did not meet either. Not yet, at least. What kind of rituals will you be performing? I'll turn all my attention deep underground to songs forgotten by time and hidden by the ashes of generations. When those songs find a listener, they'll reveal to me the mysteries that echo beneath our feet. Let's begin. Where do you want to go? A place full of life, a place imbued with emanations, a place hidden from prying eyes. Nod. The dispassionate mask of the helmet nods in response. I would like you to tell me what you learn. To what end? Our mutual aid does not entail any additional social rituals. I'm curious about what you will discover. That is only natural. Well, perhaps we can exchange a few words, if circumstances allow. Lathier turns away as though he has lost interest in the conversation. Come. When we draw close to one of the places I seek, I'll hear an echo of one of the songs and I will tell you. Lathier! Next party member! Theodari wants to see the balls. Wait, what? Let's see what we have. We have a Corsair's Power Sword. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Defensive, gains +7 defense against melee attacks, and force 3 more damage directly to wounds. And we have another Corsair's Power Sword with dual wielding, baby. In our other hand, we have a Shuriken Catapult. Yes. Reliable. The last projectile in a burst from this weapon always hits. And tearing weapon. The target must pass a toughness resistance test or suffer bleeding. Nice. For our abilities, we have got Guidance. The Wayseeker selects an ally disregarding range and line of sight. That ally gains half the benefits of the Wayseeker's passive Keystone ability and the Wayseeker's talents. The Wayseeker can use psychic powers on this target disregarding range and line of sight. Lasts for 1 round. And then we'll look at augments in a second. Guiding Light. The Wayseeker and allies under the effect of guidance gain the Guided Steps ability for 1 turn. Allows the unit to move through the target cell without provoking attacks of opportunity. The unit can move through enemies and allies if needed. Sick! And we have Assail again. And we have Deadly Insight. Lathier's melee precision attacks gain 17% hit chance. The target is forced to make a +1 additional test against crucial effects. Lathier's melee precision attacks cost 1 AP more. So let's see what those Keystone abilities are. We're a Wayseeker. Thanks to his unique background, this companion gains 5 weapon skill, 5 agility, 10 awareness, 10 reflex. Additionally, you can use the Wayseeker's Path and Deadly Insight abilities. Discipline Wayseeker. This unique discipline allows the Psyker to enhance their own and their allies' combat abilities. The effect of the Wayseeker's abilities is calculated using the Veil of Morale instead of the value of morale instead of Veil degradation. One thing that I find very interesting, chat, is that if we assume that this is a vertical slice of gameplay, we're getting all of these people at a very, very low level. There are two things in Rogue Trader that I didn't particularly enjoy. One of them is that quite a lot of the really cool companions joined you very late. They already had like 15 levels, they already had their secondary path picked, stuff like this. And there was no way to change this. Think of Ulfar, for example, a companion that I never liked using because I didn't like the build that the game was forcing on him, and I didn't have the ability to change that. Outside of modding, obviously. One thing I find very interesting is that the game has so far given us 5 companions at a very, very low level. Which means they will obviously have some sort of skill already. You can see we have like Indomitable here and like dual wielding specialization. But the earlier we get them, the easier it will be to like build them how you want and not how the game presets this. This was one of the 2 reasons why I eventually started modding Rogue Trader, because I really didn't like them forcing really fucking mediocre talent choices on some companions. The second thing I didn't like, and which is the reason why I ultimately ended up modding Rogue Trader, is the fact that the tab ability, your ability to see everything around you, was not toggleable. You have to hold tab to do this. I wanted this to toggle. Now, one question that was asked when we were at the Owlcat Q&A was, hey, are we getting the ability to toggle this? And the answer was no. They seem to be very adamant against implementing a toggle for this. Which makes me really, really sad. But dev decision. So, toy box it is, I suppose. Because like I do not want to like press tab every fucking 2 seconds. I just want this to be up and be done with it. Right? We specifically asked, they said no. Fine, I'll respect it, but I'm going to be mad about it. So, we have Dual Wielding Specialist. This character can attack with the second weapon in their current weapon set, disregarding the attack limit per turn. Yay! And Telekinesis. We've seen Telekinesis before. Our Psyker has access to it. Eldari weapon proficiency, a Psyker, and Indomitable. We've seen Indomitable before as well. Here we are. We have Piercing Clarity. For 1 round, the unit's attack ignores 7% of enemy defenses. We have this on our guidance. And Calculated Strike. For 1 round, precision attacks against the unit gain 7% hit chance. So if we assail, we then want to precision attack afterwards. Does an accessibility option just make it a control option in the setting? It's hurt nothing and no one. We made the same argument, Nonchalanto. We don't know why they don't want to do it. Like, I also do not like that answer, because to me that's fucking stupid. It's purely an accessibility thing, but they were very adamant, no, they weren't going to implement that. We asked about it in Rogue Trader. When we were at the Q&A, we asked, like, I didn't ask it, I forgot the name of the person who asked it. She had a lot of questions, she was very cool about it. Clearly very knowledgeable modder as well. And she asked like, hey, can we have this? And like, clearly, nope, not happening, not getting at it. Luckily, Toybox, which is like a big hacky mod for Rogue Trader, that allows you to do like a lot of things, has that as a flat out option in it. It was one of 2 reasons why I installed Toybox. Yeah, Crumble, that was the main argument. It's like not the it's not the desired presentation, I think, but I still hold that that's a stupid argument. But we were there to ask questions, not to argue, and while feedback is important, give them that feedback, honestly. One of the things that Owlcat does a lot, and I think I'm really proud of them for doing, they do listen to player feedback. Give them that as feedback. We have a bug report tool in the alpha. This is an alpha. This is an ongoing development effort. if you get access, you can have access to the alpha yourself. Like, it is now available. It's a closed alpha. You like buy into it. But give them that feedback. I gave them that feedback. We all did there. Like, all of the content creators there, we said, hey, what the fuck? Like, we want this. They were adamant that we weren't going to get it. So the fix is Toy Box. It's a very quick fix, but in my opinion, it shouldn't be something that the players need to fix. So, yeah. Alright. So that's Lathier. And now we have 6 party members.
What?
Let's go mess with formation real quick. C4! C4, thank you very much for the 14 months. How are you doing today? Hello, C4. I don't want to line this up like this. With a big Ogren boy in the front. So where exactly are we? The map doesn't entirely fill in like you'd expect it to. But I reckon our next step is upward. We have a couple of things that we must do, right? We have a couple of things we must do. Oh, I'm damn sure they're busy as all hell, Misty. It's release day. It is release day. Oh? I didn't see those before. Excuse me, hello? Millicent Tilia's people leave no witnesses. The old Recologier was lucky to receive a quick death from the gunshot to the head. Fuck! I actually kind of wanted him to get out. Damn it! They did just shoot the guy. Ah! Fuck. They did just shoot him. Oh, this is cool. This is cool. This is cool. Look at this. We'll fuck with that in a second. Look at this giant thing. This giant fucking drill. Actually, here. Inspect. The echoing footfalls cause stone dust to fall from the spiral grooves on the drill. Look at how cool this thing looks. Huge ass fucking drill head, dude. Oh, it's so cool. Was you back on last Friday? Oh, god damn it. I'm so sorry, C4. Hope you feel better soon. Traces of fading psychic force activity detected. Changing scan mode to construct a hollow projection. Okay, so this is another one of those circles. A strange imprint, unnaturally spherical in shape. We've seen that before. It cut the guy in half. What do we have on our journal? Here's our agent report for Rufus. Analyze. The agent's mission. Agent was gathering intelligence on the Bog Beast clan at the behest of the Inquisition. The agent deemed the clan weakened, but believed its potential could be unlocked. So they're trying to use them. There's Rufinus. Tattoos, concealed area of skin, characteristics. We've studied this, that's fine. And that's all we have on this. For our missing persons report, it's getting deeper and deeper, right? So there's a bisected body here. And we found more. The other half of the body is missing and no trace of its movement could be found. It's as if it vanished into thin air. I'm pretty fucking sure this is the sign of teleportation. The internal fluids left the body post-mortem, most likely due to the rock fall. All across the primary wound area, the vessel and fluid tubes were cauterized at once. I've never seen such a neat and clean wound. There's no scientific explanation for what could have cauterized the wound so that not even a drop of blood spilled from the body. The other wounds were inflicted posthumously, probably due to external impact. Rockfall. Look at this clean cut, like it's been done with a las cutter, but the caliber is non-standard, so it's not an Inquisitor-issued weapon. Judging by the nature of the wound, the body was severed with something akin to a custom-sized las cutter. But the body part is missing entirely. Like, I'm damn sure this is like psychic teleportation bullshit. Crates of Fisseline, whoever took the crates may know what happened at the excavation site. We'll do that in a second. Missing expedition. The Eldari believes that the disappearance of people from the excavation site is not a result of the actions of ordinary mortals. The work boot tracks left on the dusty ground lay towards the elevator, the way out the field camp. Someone was attempting to cover up the presence of strange creatures at the excavation site. Badly. The crew's purpose in life is to absorb the right best strands. Think of them as Zergling, like as Zerg. They're trying to absorb other genes to like improve their line. They're like shitty Tyranids. I don't like crude, I'm sorry. Spherical imprints invisible to the human eye, we see more of them now. Can we analyze this? The source of the tracks and their purpose could not be identified. Measurable characteristics, perfectly round sphere with a radius of 1.8 meters. What a bizarre mark. It's as if this real space itself split at the seams and then an unknown force repaired the tear, leaving a thin suture. The Psycho believes the mark was once a rift in real space, now perfectly stitched back together. I hear a song almost faded to a whisper. The funeral lament of a consciousness once trapped within the spheres and now almost turned to nothingness. Okay. And that is what cut the adept. A battered foreman's notebook containing a few surveying entries. Missing expedition. So new information for the missing expedition. According to the foreman's notes, some members of the expedition had begun secretly following the teachings of the Flock of Repentance. So you see how this, like gaining this, added more over here. You see that connection now? I really fucking love this screen. It's so much more in-depth stuff. You see how all of the things start connecting. Yeah, it's a conspiracy board at the end of the day. But the fact that you can gain this info and like start adding to the different bits and bobs is just so fucking cool! Ah, this system. Ah. So, there's our field camp. Local bandits were watching the excavation. The camp guard shot any who came too close. The Eldari claims to sense echoes of incredibly powerful warp sorcery. The camp was ransacked by the bog beasts. We do know that. And Lathir is certain that what happened at the camp is not as it seems. Then down here, the divers perform sinister rituals on the shore of the town, after which they throw bloody corpses into the sea. The divers killed the expedition members for ritual purposes and disposed of their bodies in the sea. Interesting. We could remove that conclusion. That is what we're concluding from the missing expedition. Interesting. Huh. Okay. I'm gonna leave that there for now because I don't know whether that's really what's happening, but I don't know what happens if I get rid of it and then can't get it back. But there's like a bunch of cases. This is so damn nifty. I like this system a lot. And here we have our spires, Bastions of Pantis. This is the entire hive. Here you have a first look at like a hive city. Remember, for however small this looks, this houses billions upon billions of people. So these structures are tremendous in size. They rival mountains, right? They are sustained by like continents worth of like agriculture, if that planet can still like maintain agriculture. Oftentimes it can't. Stuff around hive cities is usually like something called rad wastes. Wastelands that have been scoured clean, and like off-planet transport is the only way these things stay alive. Shown to scale. Not entirely shown to scale. Artistic interpretation. But yeah, these things are fucking tremendous. They are just huge. Hey, son! How's it going? How are ya? The Tips basically need spaceship-grade life support systems because they are in space. The spires are damn high up, yeah. Lower strat minimum. More tracks? Is there anything down there? No. A reinforced container heavily corroded. If you drop something heavy on it, it will surely break open. There's no way that works that way, huh? Drop cog on it. Money! Yay! I love money. So we should not go up there. Septima is going to be very, very, very cross about meeting an Eldari. What's over there then? Look at that. The trail of footprints is intermingled with all the tracks left behind. You must pinpoint the specific footprints. Lathier, one of his rituals. Yes, I hear the song of the Empyrean with clarity in this place. Step aside and I'll begin. The Xenos freezes, one of his hands raised. At first you notice nothing unusual, until the air around the Eldari begins to fill with a barely audible ringing. High-pitched, unpleasant, and surreal. You see Lathier's fingers clench spasmodically several times, and a stifled sound comes from the Vox speaker in his helmet. That's not good, what the fuck? Diplomacy? Maybe we shouldn't interrupt him, but Eldar usually don't make noises like that. Your alarmed voice seems to pierce the veil itself to reach the Xenos' ears. The warp bathes you in a wave of otherworldly cold, before falling powerlessly to the ground at your feet, coating it with frost. We fucked up, didn't we? We shouldn't have interrupted him. Lathier shifts as if the spasm that encased his body is finally gone. Having shed the cloak of his trance, he turns to you, but says nothing for a while. Eventually, the Vox speaker in his helmet emits a quiet sigh. The song tried to take me. You put yourself at risk by interfering. You should not have done so. Nevertheless, you have my gratitude. Oh, thank God. Okay, never mind. We didn't fuck it up. Among the ancient notes, there was one that sounded recent, a powerful emotion. Suffering. The ground beneath our feet conceals a secret not too deeply this time. What have you learned? The ancient song is particularly strong here. Its source lurks somewhere deep beneath the settlement, one of the many traces of the vanished civilization. Or perhaps the concept of deep is metaphorical and the source is close to us in some other incomprehensible system of coordinates that our minds cannot accept. Are all songs you hear as dangerous as this one? No, not all of them. However, some songs of this world are older than others. They're barely audible. But those who listen to them risk their very souls, even if I have been enthralled by it. But if such a song were to penetrate a monkey's consciousness, it would simply consume them. Theo, you are the best duckling. Well done. Is there any way for us to protect ourselves from these songs? Deaden your soul and your senses. Become more and more deaf to the world around you. You're already on your way to doing that. But enough questions. It's time for us to move on. Are you alright? Lathier makes a nonchalant gesture with his hand. The strange attack seems to have had no serious consequences. New voices are calling to me. Let's find another place where I can hear their songs. Hold. Sniper rifle problem solving. Donk. I do like that they're leaning more into like interacting with the environment to do shit. That's really cool. Contained plasma. Why the fuck does this contain plasma? I have a shadow living in my head. It's watching me. I need to behave or the shadow will come out of my head and kill me. Okay. Same problem, huh? Okay. The foot tracks just end here. That's crazy. Oh no, they split. Hold up. That was just a dead end. Never mind. So these are the divers. You know what? They told us not to fuck with the divers because they're under the Baron's protection. I also wouldn't fuck with people that kill something like that. Is it you? Oh my god. The trail of footprints is intermingled with the tracks left behind. Okay, no, that's a lot. That's just a lot. There's something up there that leaves around. Let's follow that first. Was that an option to dig at the spot? Hold up. What's there? Let's head back, let's head back. There is an X. Dig up the soil, you're right. Damn. There's a body there. Ah, the suffering was a dead body. That explains much. Surely it's safe poking your corpse of unknown with a stick. Oh no, this is not unknown. This is they're hunting and eating this. Like, that's less unknown and more food. Okay. That is just a dead end. I mean, yeah, of course it is, but still. Oh, this continues. There's this orb again. This is all scorched. Why is this all scorched? That is the right pinpoint, never mind. We don't need to worry about the others then. We're going back to the beginning of the area. Medicaid 100%. Hello. The poor man found the last trove of his life. The body was almost ripped to pieces by the crowd. Oh, fuck. Hey, you with a tin throat! The Baron politely asked that you pack it in with these sermons. If you try to make a fuss, he'll ask you impolitely. Waiting. Waiting. Faithless ignorance? Once again you stand in the face of repentance. Once again you take salvation away from these people. We'll endure it, but only for now. Is that how they pack in and open the door there? Whatever you dug, there was a body there. Yeah, endure it. That's what the God Emperor told you to do. The rest of you get out of here. Don't you have jobs to do? There was a body there, and that was the source of the suffering that he felt, I reckon. I was getting ready for combat. The footprints turn sharply south. Separate them leading to the shore. We are all filthy, but these are filthier than the rest. Their souls are stained with vice, and today we will wash it away with blood. Yeah, that guy's getting executed. Sorry, dude. And more disciples there. Oh, would you look at that? So this is the footprints around here belong to the Fusiliers of the Ogren. There are no excavation workers here. So this is what eventually gets you to to Cog if you don't have him already. We have him with us already. So let's excavate the ones leading to Upper Town. We're back on the Vox signal for the Sergeant, which is peculiar if you ask me. Considering that we got all of the signal when we were walking up to that... Oh, are we getting them here now? Well, we're getting a signal. Cracked data slate. A man in sumptuous clothing is shown on the cracked screen. The pic bears a caption. Isteval Bar de Luc. Went missing 2 weeks ago. Last seen in Marisportum Sectoris. Appearance. Blonde hair, green eyes, wearing a red jacket with a gold-colored scarf around his neck. Height above average, build slender. Identifying features. Gold implant in place of his right hand. Tattoo of 2 skulls on his left leg. The data slate owner left some personal notes below. Marisportum is dangerous, and it smells like an outhouse. But his relatives paid the magistratum handsomely to look for him. And to speed things up, or can I say goodbye to my fee? Oh, I can say goodbye to my fee. Isteval was seen on the shore, madman. Why would he come down here? Locals talk about a maniac dismembering people. Elite. A delicate noble could fall victim to such a person. Found unidentified body parts on the shore. Strength close, hopefully not Isteval. Similar remains found in the lower levels. Cut symmetrically. Killer signature style. I need to keep looking. The last entry is corrupted. It has a holographic map that looks like Marisportum. The text is unreadable, but the creature has marked... the creator, not the creature, has marked 2 points and drawn a line between them. That could be a good sign as to that teleportation cut symmetrical thing. We can't go up there, right? No, we cannot. We don't have the way in. We might have to go up there. So, gateway is the only one. And now we can open this because they're no longer afraid of the crowd. Oh, hello there. Disperse the locals. Awful lot of clean shirts hanging around. Where do they think they'll find a Gargassum stash or something? I do want to go up here first, though. Boots of the junior commanding officers of the Centillion Fusiliers. In other regiments, these are worn only by senior officers. Trader, hello? Can't trade, never mind. Oh, we found something. Oh, we found loot. Melter charge? Let's go sleight of hand. That worked. Medicae kit. Clear this rubble. We have a cog. And now we have an easier way up here. That's a shortcut unlocked. That's the way up. Yump. Oh my god, look at all of this. Ooh. Ooh, Ogryn fortified armor. Armor durability is increased by 25%. Grants damage reduction. A cape of the champion. The wearer gains +2 morale if they did not suffer damage last round. Okay, hold up. Oh. Yo, we go from Ogryn heavy armor 50-19 to fortified armor 54 and 24% durability increase. It also looks sick! Yo, the slabs! Nice. And then if they didn't suffer damage, gimme. And look at all this slot. Like, this is just industrial waste, right? Ugh. The huge gear converted into a water wheel is supposed to power the generator, but it's actually only comprises its what? Compromises its integrity. Never mind. A rope is needed here. We do not have a rope. Yes! Always carry rope. Fuck yeah, dude. We don't have rope. We need rope. Always carry rope. There's more rope needed here. Oh my god. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Is only your stream dead? Stream seems to be dying for people weirdly. Like, I'm still live on my end. Stream's fine. There seem to be problems though. And here, weird. Can we... There was a trader here, right? Can we talk to them? Do they have rope? Wait. Do you have rope? Yes, you do have rope. Give me that. What else do you have? A fuse. I want that. We might need that. A bottle of rot gut. We might need that too. We can sell him all the trash that we have. Oh, we have a lot of trash. Despondent auto pistol. Fire. This is fine. Now we have a rope. Perfect. Now we go back up. Just had a hiccup. Like, we're not dropping frames on my end. Rope. 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 I still don't trust that we get over there, but we do. How the Ogryn makes this, nobody knows. Cut off the gold-plated buttons and give them to Cog. Search. That is him, huh? The Fusilier's uniform is covered with dirt and soot, but polished gold-plated buttons gleam on his chest. There he is. Found your sergeant. Commander, it's a Fusilier! What we want with a blockhead, is what he said. Commander, they're pretty. Not supposed to, but all takes one. No, it's just a normal Fusilier, huh? Okay. I liked his buttons pretty, yeah? And now you have them. Not who we were looking for. Data conduit cable, Plasty ballistics, more loot. And we can't fuck with this, huh? No, we can't fuck with this. Oh, we can loot him. There we go. We have Fusilier's las gun and an Exorcist ring. ×2. The wearer's damage over time effects deal willpower bonus more damage to Xenos and demons. Wait, that's kind of sick. What do we have for damage over time? We have... fire? And... fire? More fire? I don't know why we got 2. That seems a bit wrong, but hey. Can we reclaim this rope? We can reclaim this rope. Oh, hello there. Oh, hello there, a rusty valve. I love the general environment interacts now. This is so cool. Whenever the warrior uses any of the officer's ability, they gain more defense. I like the ones that we have. With a padlock. Okay, so we can't get in even if we tried. Go back up. But we still have the rope, right? We still have the rope. Wonderful. Wait, what are you? Cog's favorite button. At the start of a combat, the warrior gains 1 morale. You actually just get that? That's so cool! That's so cool, dude. Cog's favorite button. Wait, hold up. Did that say Keykeeper? Hello? Gained 8 experience. Steal the key. Okay. Found it. Problem solved. Where's this go? That's the upper hivers going back up, right? So this irritates me a little because it tells us that the Sergeant's Vox signal is like in a super weird spot. I don't get it. It's not... We're getting closer here. But then we're not getting closer. So it peaks out here. What, up there? Maybe there's a way up there? That would seem to imply that. There, upper town. What's sort of this? So upper town is where the Baron resides, right? We've been told that. Gorgasum. Black oily liquid lazily flowing in a cracked injector. A combat stimulant that reeks of chemicals and stagnant water. Each portrait emphasizes the distinctive features of the subject. They're usually painted on Picts with a bounty on their head. Be boring standing guard, but they've put on some entertainment for us. Oh, are we like putting this guy... A loud one today. The acid usually trickles faster into their mouth. Oh, that's... Oh. Through pain shall we be cleansed. Well, that guy is getting cleansed thoroughly. You cannot read the tracks. The Auspex signal is blocked for an unknown reason. Are you looking for something here, Master? Terrified diver. A man in a bulky diving suit stares crushed at the spilled black slurry. As you approach, he pales as if he has seen death itself. I'll make good for it. Please don't kill me, Master. I've got 2 children. I'm not here to do anything to you, so calm down. I'm not from Marisportum. Right enough. You're too clean looking to be from around here. I'm searching for a group who were here not long ago. I'm in work gear, clean face. They came from the excavation site. Plenty of folk passed through here 3 times in the last days. Whole groups came through. Just recently a crowd went by in that direction toward the upper town. They often hold executions there. And about 15 people ran that way, toward the houses. Well, that was a while ago. Some headed for the water, quite a few. None but us divers go there willingly. Only hermits and those flocks driven half mad. The hermits linger there until the end. The others throw themselves off the shore into the sea. I heard a crowd of poor souls went to meet the sea not long ago, stepping off the shore. I didn't witness it. I was below hauling up this cursed stuff. The diver glances at you, then at the spilled black ooze and sighs deeply. Well then, thanks for sparing me. I'll be off. Time to dive again soon to make up for what's been spilled. This is more of the fucking drugs. Feral crushers? What the fuck is going on here? Wait, what? This looks bad. Release the divers and I promise you an easy death. Like, I believe you, the Baron's mutt. Everyone knows that your boss saws people's arms and legs off. Oh god. The fuck? Listen, let the fishermen go and you can clear off back to the swamp. I promise I won't shoot you in the back. Not today. What the fuck's going on here? Sure, we'll do that. These stinking fools are our best shot at some loot. Is this our first sign of combat? Is it finally combat time? Combat time? Dire Spike. The burly thug covered in aluminum tattoos looks mean and weary in equal measure. Stop, you idiot. Can't you see we've got a situation here? A short woman in a diving suit without a helmet roughly shoves the bandit aside, coming forward. Shut your trap, newbie. Listen, you're not local, are you? Help us out, eh? I'm Corby, head of... The disheveled man with a bloody mouth bursts into gurgling laughter. A new audience, let's see what happens now. What are you in charge of? This lot? Am I in charge of the carvers? Those loomers? No, thank the god emperor. The baron is the one who holds their leash. I lead the divers, the ferals, the thugs from the swamps are holding a couple of my boys for ransom in the warehouse. You look like you're armed. Maybe you can help us. These men only know how to pump themselves full of gurgasm. He looks forward towards the gathered bandits with distaste and also fear. I mean, they're bandits, therefore we kill them, right? Address the tattooed man. It looks like the situation isn't entirely under your control. Perhaps there's something I can do to help. Call me Dire Spike. I'm not going to do that. I'm in charge here right now. Those bloody ferals, Crimson Fangs lot, got past the guard post and hold themselves up in the hangar. Only there's black sludge and divers in there. Now they're asking for ransom. Usually they just grab someone or rob them and run back to the swamp, but they're getting cocky now. What are we supposed to do, eh? We went to that hole in the ground to get our loot, and those vicious bastards was there. They took out 2 of our squad. Man's got to eat, you know, and now I've got you. Tough luck, what can I say? I know what we should do. Wait here, Fang, we're going to settle this. Don't take too long in here, alright? My boys are twitchy buggers. Wait, no, I wanna... What's your plan? What do they want? What? How come you didn't ask them? They want booze. Just want to throw their weight around, I reckon. They promise not to touch the fish eyes if we bring them booze. I mean, I have alcohol. Some good news at least. We need to confirm that the hostages are unarmed. Oh. Test succeed. Fine. One person can go. Either you or you pick someone. Send Cog? Like, he's the most likely to survive in there, right? Look out, lads. A negotiator's coming your way. Yo, now that the door is open, we can attack. Wait, hold up. Did you get a good look? Your boggle-eyed pals are in one piece. You're very lucky they are. Now, why don't you take your lackeys and go back to where you came from? Let them go. Then we can discuss it further. You're right. There'll be more terms to come. And to make you all more agreeable, the negotiators got to bleed. Okay. Okay, they're attacking us. I mean, I was gonna do that anyway. Welcome to combat! Here it is. So, get your characters into position. We have... man behind cover. We have a man behind different cover. Flamethrower lady not in... Oh no, we are in cover, never mind. Flamethrower lady in cover. Eldar in cover. And last but not least, Cog, not in cover. Cog, walking cover. Cog takes a 2x2, by the way. He's very big. Very, very big. So he's stuck in here. So what can we see? What can we see here? We can see that enemies have armor and health, and they have a morale number up there. We can also see our initiative track up here. Victories achieved when the party's morale far surpasses the enemy. If we have all of the morale, then they break. Hey, VTube Pseudo crashed again. Nice! There it is again. Hold up. Hold up, VTube Studio crashed again. I have no idea what's going on with it today. This is so strange. This is very, very strange. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's see. Let's go verify real quick. This worries me. The big boy actually takes up more space. It's like the Space Marine in Rogue Trader, right? Cog's not locked in there with them, they're locked in there with Cog. Exactly. That's kind of why I wanted to send him. I figured they just like try to take him hostage too. The hostage is his health bars. That worries you? Why does it worry you? It means that they can take some damage. Right? That's all that means, no? Hold up 1 second. Just verifying game files real quick for VTube Studio. Maybe something's wrong on that end. But like, I don't have this happen in anything else, and now that it's happening on Dark Heresy, I figured there's something going on. But who knows, who knows. Oh? It's updating something. It is updating something. Peculiar. I'm gonna put this over here and we're gonna look further at combat. I can be a VTuber in a second again. Oh, there it goes. Never mind, it did it. Hold up. Let's go launch. And then close this down. Go back. Nope, not that, not that. There we go. So Cog is locked in here. Well, they're locked in here with Cog. There is a really big guy there, though. I can see like a thunder hammer on him, huh? This guy here? No, that's not this guy. It's this guy. Like, he's acting first. That's kind of rude. That's really rude. But I think that's all the battle prep we have. Oh, there's Zoe. Hold up. Let me go into my little corner here. Doop. And doop. And hat. Now we're back. Let's go start the battle. The Feral Executioner is swinging and missing. Casting Stand Still. This guy is getting sundered. Is shooting at us. So up here is our initiative order. Up here is our initiative order. We're going from left to right. Next up, we have Lathier, who gets to go. And we can see this guy isn't in cover. That's really bad for him. What if we fire this shuriken catapult in and do that? Here's all of our movement points. And very clearly see we can open this door. That would help too. Here's our action points. If we assail, that's our only action. We can Guiding Light. We can Guidance. We should probably Guidance something, right? Let's go Guidance... over here. Let's go get Hamar all buffed up. And then we could Guide Step. I don't think we need to. Deadly Insight. No, let's just shoot a guy. So, Burst Fire. We can Burst Fire in this direction. We'll do some damage to the wall there as well. Ooh, there's a guy up there. Over here, we can see we've got a 36% hit chance per shot. To do a ton of damage. 100% chance to hit that cover, which is very fun. 36% chance here. Let's just go straight into that guy. Go! And he's down. We actually got him. Very, very cool. We do have 2 action remaining, which we could spend on something else, but we're now pretty out of it. We can Guiding Light, which gives us the Guided Step ability, so we can still move somewhere. With Guided Step, that doesn't show a range. That's going to be a bit weird. It's a 4-cell radius. There we go. I spent an hour debugging my mods for Total Warhammer 3 yesterday as the game was crashing, even using the same basic mods. Eventually I thought to verify files and it found 3 broken files, yeah. I'm hoping that that's it. Morale? Ah, here we finally have an explanation for morale. Morale is a personal indicator of a unit's willingness to fight. It's measured from -10 to 10, starting at 0 at the start of combat. Successful actions such as killing enemies, increasing the unit's increase their unit's morale, while suffering successful enemy actions reduce the morale. When it reaches 10, the unit becomes heroic, gaining massive bonuses to various aspects of the character. When it reaches minus 10, the unit becomes broken, becoming much easier to damage and kill, and potentially even lose the ability to fight. After the end of the next unit turn, the unit stops being heroic or broken, and morale returns to 0. So that is Lathir's turn. Next, we've got all the guys inside. They miss. That's stupid for them. This guy up here just shot his best friend. Wonderful. Stop shooting my Ogryn. Who do you think you are? Attack of opportunity. Head injured. Throws a frag grenade. Or rather, is attempting to throw a frag grenade. Here, we have concentration actions. So, our Acolyte gets a turn, and then Epion gets a turn, and after that, this guy will throw a frag grenade. Using certain abilities require concentration. A unit's concentration will be disrupted if it is shot in the arms with a precision attack, affected by grenade detonation, if it suffers a certain negative effect, or has its morale broken. Or if it fucking dies. So, what can we do about this? We could try to precision shoot him. That will be our only action if we do that, though. But let's. Here is the precision system. We get to now target body parts. And not only that, if we target body parts, it does things. So for example, this guy's head is already slightly injured. He has minus 20 to int, willpower, and fellowship. We could give him a moderate injury, which would be minus 30, and then severe, minus 40. And this unit is now wretched, whatever the fuck that means. Cannot use psychic powers. Okay, that's cute. But we're gonna gun for the arms. We could shoot him in the torso, which would be relatively easy. But we're going to try to disrupt... We can just kill him. Hold up, we're just gonna kill him. Never mind. Why take a 60% when 100% will do? And then no one's in scorn range, unfortunately. This guy's in scorn range. Let's scorn him. So his morale is down. These are at -2. This is a minus if they're in red. And then we can bring it down. Over here. I want to spin this thing up. So if we go lock and load... We turn that on. We can now burst fire in here. That's going to start giving us stacks, so we get more shots. We are slower and slower and slower, but this was outside of Heimar's turn, right? This is the old make Argenta kill everyone thing. And we can even use guided steps now to move. This isn't actually Heimar's turn. Heimar's turn is somewhere. I don't know where. There it is. We're at 9 morale, so we're almost at 10. We almost become heroic. Don't have anything else to do. Let's end our turn. And Epi. With Epi, we really want to flamethrower a guy, right? Like, we would really like to flamethrower, honestly, up there. I don't even feel like moving all that much, if I'm being entirely honest with you. I don't know how reliable she is in, like, the defenses. But that's good enough. Yeah, that's good enough. They're gonna get to respond. They're all very much focused on my poor cog in there. This guy's very on fire. Wonderful. I figured he wasn't gonna hit him. And here's our Psyker. So what cool psychic shit can we do? We really want to move, if I'm being honest, but we have Blaze Weaver. And we do need to remember to start rhyming. We do need to remember to start rhyming. Let's get into a forward position. And then how does this work? We could Firestorm, which is just AoE fun. How does rhyming work? Any psychic power used by the psychic becomes rhymed and costs 1 more AP. We're not going to cast anything else anyway outside of that, but we don't want to necessarily rhyme that. Let's just go hard cast that normally. They're now suppressed. And also not on fire. They're only suppressed, not on fire. They're a low life. This unit gains +4 morale at the start of the combat. Whenever it deals damage to a target with lower morale, it gains +2. When the leader dies, this unit suffers an additional -2 morale at the start of its next turn. And I believe you are the leader? No, you're also just a low life. Who's the leader? Was that the guy we killed over here? That might have been the guy we already killed. There's obviously this dude here who is also a low life. Never mind. Wait, are you all just low lives? Oh. Are you all just... Yeah, you're all just low lives. Never mind, fuck all of you. That second low life is on fire? This guy's on fire because we hit him with Epion, yeah. What else can we do? We could Blaze Weaver. Every burning unit in combat has its burning level increased. Yeah, why not? There's only one guy, unfortunately, but that's good enough. And that's our turn. And then we have Hamar. So because Hamar is locked and loaded right now, we can only move one step at a time. However, we are going to. The big question is, where do we want to point this? I would like to not hit allies. So I think we're just going to try and point this in this rough direction. Slowly but surely. Yeah, we didn't take out the cover. That's fine. We could have guiding stepped, but this is fine. All right. It's Oghren time! Woo! Oghren time! Let's go Endure first. Not only will this restore some of our armor, but it will also just do damage to the idiots around us. And then we go smack some fools. Legs injured immediately. Smash? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We can turn Bulwark on so that he becomes cover. Leader was the guy with the grenade. Okay, great. He is very dead. You missed. There's a giant, like, slab of meat in front of you. How do you keep missing the Oghren? Ooh, damn. Okay, no, never mind. That guy knows his shots. Over here, we're gonna start to just attack this guy. One hit. We don't have Guiding Step right now, but I do want to Guiding Light to regain Guiding Step. And then with Guiding Step, I'm gonna be over here. That way we get to attack with our offhand weapon for freezies and just kill this guy. Nice. We can toggle this on for next turn. We can just toggle this on and off anyway. That's for the inside precision stuff. He just became broken. So this guy over here is now broken. Lost battle. This group's power level is at least 2 times less than the opponent's power level. Each unit suffers -2 morale at the start of turn. We're 82% of the way there. We've basically almost won this on morale alone as we keep taking these idiots apart. Can I precision shoot this guy? I totally can. I would like to precision shoot this guy in the arms, please. Head? Hitting this point can inflict bonus damage for hitting him in the head because we're on a sniper rifle. We're taking a 55%, alright? Got him! Hell yeah! Let's go make our Psyker go again. And I just want to cast an Assail. Just an easy, quick, and simple Assail on this one. The enemies are shattered. Victory is yours. We could now end combat. Or we can keep going. Let none survive. What is our Veil Degradation at, by the way? Our Veil Degradation is currently sitting at 2. No one's on fire, so this does nothing. That is fine and good. And we have our heroism. We can now finest hour. Can I? No, I can't do this to Cog, unfortunately. That's a shame. We can do it to Lathier. I want to. Lathir, get him. We switch back to our gun. And we get this guy up there. We didn't quite hit, but it's good enough. Nice. No mercy, no mercy. None of that. We do need to open this door eventually. I do feel like we should open this door. Let's go get Epi over here. This guy has like 50 million things wrong with him. He's blind, staggered, and broken. Cool. So that guy isn't really a worry. This one is bleeding, moderately injured, and also shattered, totally overpowered and close to surrendering. Well, good luck with that. You're pretending like surrender is an option, friend. Good luck with that. Anyway, flamethrower. I hope you like necrotoxin. Very cool, very cool. Let's go assail this guy. And then let's go make everyone burn. And further onward. Slowly but surely creeping forward. We can rapid fire here. And then this is a billion shots. Just like a billion shots worth of bullshit. Can we never finagle this so that we hit both, huh? No, the angle just never makes for it. That's okay. That's okay. We did a couple of things. 34 stacks now. Alright. Once again, it is Ogrin time. You know what? Yeah, you. Goodbye. Plonk. We should have just endured. That would have probably killed him. Oh, he also became broken. Broken and staggered. Dazed, reeling, about to break. Can we Ogrin Smeesh? Boop. Smeesh. Get smeeshed. And that... He's restoring. That takes all of his action. He's trying to, like, catch himself, right? That is everything he can do this turn. I am contemplating opening the... Oh, move closer. Okay, let's go open this door. Pick the lock. We're up there. If we go guiding light right now, I wonder whether I can guiding light like upstairs. I can totally guiding light upstairs. Whee! And then we switch. And then we go, hi! Bye! That's our turn. We now have like a very, very clear shot on this guy. Let's go precision shot. Let's go the legs. Ah! Bah! Okay, fine. But what if our Ogrin friend still wasn't in range? What if we once again just gave an extra turn to our Psyker? Sail, now you're suppressed. Feels so rude. We are just picking on them now. We are just picking on them. And if I'm being entirely honest with you, ignore the fact that that fire is very close to the hostages. Just very close to the hostages. I would like to fetter. -4 veil degradation. And then... we assail you. And then we burn the last remaining dude. And now I'm a bit worried because we should not fire Hamar into there. We really should not. Therefore, I will not. Keeping the hostages toasty? Exactly. That's what's happening. Cog has now become heroic. He was already a hero in my eyes. I love Cog, dude. He's so good. Well, that's that. Loot, please. Oh my god, look at all of this stuff. Look at all of this. Is that a great hammer? Yes, yes, yes. Gimme. That doth loot almost anyone. Can we remove these hostages from being hostages? Thank the God Emperor and Saint Sibelius, we're alive! Stop sacrificing people to great sea beasts? How about that? The hostage situation has been resolved. The attackers are dead. Shit, we should have maybe kept one of them alive, huh? The bandit with aluminum tattoos stand loose-limbed and relaxed. What do you mean, the bandit? I thought they're the, like, fucking Baron's people. Yeah, they are. As if they were the one who had just killed all the ferals. Get a lot of you! You never know your shirt was clean. That worked a treat, so the Baron won't be chopping off any of my limbs today. You did well, you pleased our boss. When he gets upset, people start disappearing, you know. Anyway, here you go. I owe you one. Items received. The Unbreakable. Oh, 34 armor, War World origin, and perplexing. At the start of the wearer's turn, all enemies within their influence suffer wearer's agility bonus defense for 1 round. Someone has attached thin ceramite plates to the inside of this otherwise unremarkable armor. How such a material found its way to the lower levels of the hive is a mystery. What is this sludge that you're so worried about? Raw material from the sea bottom. The divers bring it to shore and the Baron makes gargassum out of it. Valuable stuff. Okay, it's drugs. Glad I could help. Okay, so it's just drugs. Okay. Stinking black liquid sloshes around inside the barrels. Strange, it's unlikely that waste would be stored. Yeah, it's drugs. Cool. Get everyone. Move here. Scan more. So from here we go down, left. We've got like a bunch of places to go. God, this... Chat, this is really fucking sick. I'm gonna give this a save right here. Game saved. And then I'm going to leave it there for today. Oh, the Duckling game crashed. That's what happened. Cool. Everyone, that was a very first look. We're going to do more tomorrow. I can tell you that already. We're doing more of this tomorrow. Because I want to see how this potentially changes if we come in later. I want to see the rest of the area. I want to see what else the alpha holds. But that was a very first look at the Dark Heresy Alpha that finally got released to the public today. I got my key from the Alnates program. However, I'm really happy to be a part of that program, but that key doesn't come attached with anything that I wouldn't be telling you already. I've already been yelling about things, so I hope at least that you all can believe me when I tell you that my opinion isn't necessarily swayed by the fact that they gave this to me. We've done enough of this in the past that I hope that's true, and I hope you can believe that that's true. However, out of my own volition, without any attachment to this, I'm going to do this. If you want access to the alpha as well, they do run this publicly. It is a closed alpha, but they have like packs that get you access to this thing as well. So go check out the website if you want it. Nope, there's no, this isn't a tracking link. I'm not getting anything from this. No further attachments there. But I do want to disclaim that I'm like part of the program and that's where I like got my key from and everything. I think it's only right that I tell you these things. Tomorrow we're doing more because honestly, like I'm so fucking happy with this. I am so fucking happy with this, dude. The fact that from what we're seeing already, this is a huge step up from Rogue Trader, a game that I already loved. is tremendous to me. I like the new combat system a lot. I'm glad that you got to see some of it. I was worried we might not be getting to it. But I like the new initiative tracking and everything. I like the new initiative flow. I love the fact that we have concentrate and like future actions. Very reminiscent of something like Other Side. Time manipulation. I do like the new morale system, although we need to dive deeper into it. And in general, the UI is just much more fucking readable. Skill texts still aren't. There's still brackets and like mathematical equations in the middle of like normal text. But overall, I think the presentation is way, 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 way improved. Unlike my own, who keeps crashing VTube Studio somehow. But that was a very, very first look at the alpha today. I'm really happy. I'm really happy with what we got to see today. Really, really happy with it. I would like to take you all and throw you at another content creator that is covering Dark Heresy alongside. I'm going to throw you all at Revan. Revan, if you do not know, is a huge creator for Rogue Trader. Very, very in-depth. That man knows that game in and out. Like, knows everything about it. And is probably one of the most knowledgeable people I could hand you off to. Which is why that's exactly where we're going. He had some really, really cool questions during the Q&A. And I just want to see his take as well, now that he's getting his hands on it. So, without much further ado, do we have a raid message? I forgot. Quack! Quack indeed. I don't have anything. I don't have anything today. But stay tuned for more Dark Heresy. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to be back tomorrow. We're going to do more. Like, we're just going to pick up from here. Please do keep in mind, we're not looking at a finished game. We're not looking at, like, a story playthrough. We're looking at a, like, Dark Heresy. We can do Dark Heresy. Hold up. We're looking at, like, a slice of gameplay that we're going to be exploring together. So, a Dark Heresy full playthrough, there's your right message. A Dark Heresy full playthrough is a day one thing. Like, I will be providing like a day one, like, proper look at it once the game is further in development. And I reckon over the course of alpha and beta, as the game gets developed, we will be revisiting it multiple times. But for the alpha purpose, we're going to take like a more clinical look at it. Like, ignore my manic giggling at various stages of today's gameplay. I'm really in love with this. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Hope to see you tomorrow. And if not, then have a great weekend. Have a great start to your weekend. Have a good time. That would mean the world to me. Until then, everybody, good night.